Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, another episode of Caffeine and Green with your man, Connor Cardenas. Before we get into it today, I just want to make sure you guys head on over to www.caffeineandgreenroasting.com today. Check out that new morning sesh that we have, which is a single origin Colombia Huila. We also have the single origin Tanzania, which is a light roast. It's very tropical, very sweet, but it's very different from the other roasts. And then we also have the OG, the Issa blend, which is dark chocolate and bold. So if you guys haven't already, head on over to www.caffeineandgreenroasting.com today to get your bag of coffee. Also, if you guys haven't already, head on over to Steel Mill Coffee in Oceanside, California. That's right, go in there and say what up to all my homies, Anna, Giles, Little C, Riley, and of course Shay. If it wasn't for Steel Mill, we wouldn't have a place to do the podcast in Oceanside, so I really appreciate all of my homies there. And also, I do the coffee there, so if you ever want to come in and just taste some amazing coffee, get some great vibes, and just hang out with some awesome people, head on over there. Steel Mill Coffee. All right, my guest today is a new, fresh to San Diego, 2 months, just about 2 months. Of course, I'm talking about my homegirl, Sophie Short. She is from Rhode Island, and she is a coffee professional. She moved out here, and she was a trainer for the last 4 years at, I think she said it was New Harvest Coffee out there in Providence, or Harvest Coffee. Sorry, guys. But nonetheless, it was a great conversation. It was a longer one, but, I mean, we talked about music, we talked about coffee, and just about her, her trips out here and being from the UK, and just amazing. She is so cool, super easy to talk to, and I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. So without further ado, my homegirl, Sophie Short. This your time to shine, homegirl. Let's go. Caffeine and green. It's your boy Connor. What's good? Good. Caffeine and green. And we're live. Sophie Short.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to Caffeine and Green. Cheers. Boom. Hell yeah. We're drinking glass bottles today. Mm-hmm. Normally I have like a can. I was like, I don't know. I get obsessed with it.
Sound person.
I like it. I just think it's
Speaking
fun.
of which, I mean, we were just talking about cupping, but
yes.
with sound, I love the sounds of cupping that you're like, oh, you got like the clink of the glass. Well, when we were with other people,
yeah.
But like slurping, clink of the glasses, like that kind of stuff. Just all those sounds, always good sounds.
I like my mentor, if you will, Steve. When he taught me how to cup, he would always he'd always hit the table.
Oh yeah, that's what I always do.
Yeah, just like boom, and I was
get
like,
rid
"Why
of
do you do
any
that?"
of those water droplets.
Get past the water droplets, and then dude, his slurp was so piercing. Dude, you're standing next to him at like 7 a.m, and he does it's like, but it was like, fuck, how do you do that?
Yeah,
and he never coughed really. I was like,
and I always spit out for the most part.
Do you really? You don't swallow?
I'll swallow the first sip, or at least one sip per coffee, maybe two, but I always spit.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't isolate that.
No, I love to drink it. I'll get to a point where I will spit if it's just been like a long day or something.
I think it's also like the difference between like the quantity and the frequency at which you're cupping. Like you're cupping your own shit too. Like you're like, I'm roasting this, I'm drinking this. You're roasting once, twice a week, versus like the majority of my cupping experience has been quality control for a larger roaster that it's like
every day,
a couple times a day.
Oh, a couple times a day.
And it's stuff that I don't necessarily like, that I'm like, oh, we have darker roasts I still call them we because I was there for so long, but like we'll have darker roasts because that's what our audience wants. We have all the single origin light roasts, but there's also dark roasts. And like notoriously, the director of operations, my friend Justin, would always laugh because I'd just be like, I can't do the dark roast. Like, please take
dude,
it
you
away
are not
from
gonna
me.
like the Issa blend.
Oh yeah,
dude, I gotta make you a pour over, but I know you're gonna hate it.
But how dark is dark for you?
You know what's funny? I had a friend come over today, and I made them coffee, and I was like, "Do you like dark roast or do you like light roast?" Because to be honest, like I have a single origin Tanzania, and that's a super light roast, and then I have the Colombia Huila, which is a solid medium, and then the Issa is definitely a dark, but it's To me, it's not second crack, so it's not super dark, but it's definitely like damn close.
So that's what I'm talking about, though, is that like in New England, dark is dark. Dark is dark.
Dark.
It's dark roast.
Dark.
Yeah. That was like the tagline for one of our coffees was it's super dark.
Super dark.
Yeah. It said on the bag, it was like, it's super dark.
Yo, that's mad. Well, so okay. We're obviously talking because we can talk for sure. But so before we get too far into it, so you are new to San Diego. You are from the East Coast, obviously. Where specifically are you from?
So I've lived in Rhode Island most of my life. Yeah.
Okay. My grandmother is from Hamtucket.
Pawtucket?
Pawtucket.
Oh, that was where my roastery was.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's where my grandma's from. I asked my mom earlier today.
It's
I was like,
Pawtucket, also known as the bucket.
Pawtucket.
Yeah. So it's spelled Pawtucket, Pawtucket, but you know someone's not from Rhode Island when they say Pawtucket because it's Pawtucket.
Pawtucket.
Yeah.
Ma, fucking up.
Yeah, it's Pawtucket. Yeah, so you can tell your mother that it's Pawtucket. But yeah, that's where the roastery was in Pawtucket, and they just moved to Providence. There, it's like where our roastery was you could literally walk half a block and you're standing in Providence and you're standing in Pawtucket. So like the cities, they abut. So they literally just sort of like move into each other. So
interesting.
Like, yeah. So I mean, it's so small. Rhode Island's just a big, small town. So you can literally, walk from like all the cities just kind of merge together.
Really?
Yeah, not all of them, but like around
Why have
Providence.
different cities then?
That's a good question.
Damn.
Because we got East Providence, there's North Providence, there's
son.
South Providence, there's Providence. Those are all different cities, but they all, touch and connect. And Pawtucket.
Do people like claim that shit? Like, son, you're from North Providence, not son. I'm from the East.
Yeah, it's very different, and it is very much like Providence is. A lot of it is defined by, or has been, most, I guess, popularly defined by the different colleges that are there. There's Brown University and RISD, so the Rhode Island School of Design. So there's two like really well-known schools there.
There's like a finance school there too.
Is there?
Yeah, my friend Katie was telling me that her brother went
then
to
there's
a school
PC
there.
Providence College, and then there's like Johnson and Wales. That might be it. They do like Johnson and Wales is very like. It's mostly known for food, but then it's like kind of like career oriented stuff. Not that like college isn't, but you know what I mean? That it's like, you don't go there to do literature.
Okay.
You go to Brown or
for
whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, no, so I feel like it's very defined by that. And then there's the sort of like food and stuff. And it has a super interesting history because there's a lot of like mafia, like mob stuff that.
What?
Yeah.
In Rhode Island?
Yeah.
Oh,
Rhode Island
is
cool. Like one of the major like mob cities. Was Boston, New York, like Rhode Island are like the East Coast mob. Yeah.
Whoa.
So it's super American Italian up until like the mayor went to jail, like in like the late 90s. And so that's why I said to you, like, no, I haven't been on a podcast before. And the majority of podcasts are like very crime oriented. So there's a well-known podcast, Crime Town. And that's about, the first season is about Rhode Island.
Dude, I want to check that out
yeah.
now. I don't even know.
Because the downtown was like super fucked. Oh, can I swear on this?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. So the downtown was like super fucked up until like the late 90s, early 2000s, and the super corrupt mayor, not Rudy Giuliani, oh my God.
I was like, wait.
No,
I was like, that's
Buddy
New York.
Cianci, Buddy Cianci. I'm like thinking about current stuff because I haven't talked about Buddy in a while, but Buddy Cianci like redid the downtown, and it's like like kind of shady. But like when my family first moved there, my mom was like, the downtown was like really shady and weird, and now it's like amazing restaurants, walking, there's like twinkly lights everywhere, and like it's like good looking.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool. Definitely have to check that out. I mean, I definitely want to go see where grandma's from. That'd be super sick.
I just love that. Yeah, where I've worked for the past like 4 or 5 years.
Damn, that's so, dude. It's
me and grandma.
Dude, first tattoo. It's my grandmother right here. Like, boom, right there.
That's amazing.
She's so dope. She was a badass. She's a super badass.
I wonder where she lived in Pawtucket.
Dude.
You gotta ask your mom.
I gotta ask my mom. Ma, where did she live in Pawtucket?
Yeah. Is she Portuguese?
Nah, Irish.
Irish. Okay, I was gonna
Super
say Portuguese,
Irish.
Irish, or Italian.
Oh yeah. Like it was hella funny. I got a 23andMe done, and I came back seriously half. Just like I'm 1 more percent or like 2 more percent Native American from Mexico, like whatever. And then and then the other half is Irish.
Yeah.
And it shows like there's like Jalisco. That's where you're from. There's just one spot in Mexico. Like that's where you're from, homie. Then the next one, they show the UK one, and it looked like it had chicken pox.
Yeah.
It was just like all over the fucking place.
So that's like, people are like, oh, like, are you, because like, that's always been a funny thing for me, that people are like, I'm like 10% this, I'm 20% that, like blah, 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 whatever. And I'm from the UK, so I'm English. Like I was born there.
You were actually born there?
Yeah, so that's the thing, is that I'll be like, I'm English, and they'll be like, me too, and I'll be like, no, I was born there.
Dude, what?
But that's the thing, though, is my mom is Scottish, my dad is Welsh, and my sister, my brother, and I were all born in England, so I'm like, I'm just from the UK, because I've got, like, family everywhere.
How long did you live there?
Not very long. We moved to California when I was 4 years old.
Oh, wow, so you did spend some time there.
Yeah, and so when I was 8 or 9, we moved to Rhode Island.
So you moved 4 years old. Your family moves to California.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you live there?
Hollister.
Oh,
yeah.
Why?
People are like, oh, Hollister, like the brand. I'm like, no, Hollister,
No.
like dirt farming.
Yeah, no, bro.
My dad works in software, so it was like we were moving from England, and we're like, okay, we'll go there. And then you're like, this is But we used to. My mom, because I'm the youngest, my mom would we'd always go to Monterey. And like that's where I learned to swim and stuff. So we were always going to like Point Lobos and Big Sur and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, and then that's kind of why I really kind of like felt that pull to go back. And I moved to Santa Cruz when I was 18 and went to school there.
Moved to Santa Cruz when you were 18, and you went to college at UC Santa Cruz?
Yeah.
Damn. And then you met Ruben Barrett.
Yeah. So he was my roommate. Yeah, Kayla was good friends with him, and we all just kind of like hung out in the same crew. And then when you got recommended to me and I went on, I was like, that's Ruben Barrett. We went to college together.
Dude, I've known Ruben for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably a better part of 10 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, that's why when you dropped that name, I was like, what? Like,
yeah,
okay,
like we were never like best friends, but I'm like, no, we like all partied together and like hung out and like.
No, but
then
it's
to see that, I was like, is that?
Yeah, because like you go to Santa Cruz. So then what happens is like you go back to Providence?
Yeah, so I spent 2 years in Santa Cruz. Then I moved to New York for a year and went to school there. And then I moved back to Santa Cruz and finished up. And then I moved to Spain.
Whoa.
And then I moved back to Rhode Island, and then I started working in coffee. Yeah.
Spain. Where did you live? Barcelona?
Outside, I was on Menorca, so one of the islands. And I was there because I did, at school, I did like ancient cultures, languages, histories. And so I was working in archaeology.
What?
And, yeah.
What the fuck?
And like, so like that was like out of college, I did archaeology. Sick. And then I like, it wasn't super sustainable for me, and I had to move back, and just was like, okay, cool. I don't really know what I want to do, but I can chill here, and like started working at a restaurant in Warren, Rhode Island, Bywater, and started sort of like my food journey of being like, ooh, I really like this. This is really good. I drank natural wine for the first time, like things like that. And then I was just like, I'm super poor. Like my apartment doesn't have heat. I need another job. And I started like arguably one of the shittier jobs in coffee on the roasting end. And like New Harvest, who they know that I hated this job because I like told them. And they know it's a shitty job, is like the wholesale, like the Whole Foods demos. Serving coffee to being like, do you want to hear more about this? They're like, no, I hate you. Where are the rice cakes? And you're like, I don't work here. I'm really sorry. And then they're like horrible to you. And you're just like, I'm so sorry. I don't work at Whole Foods. I just want to give you free coffee.
Yeah.
And so I did that because I was like, I need money. And then I was like, this is really terrible, but I love coffee. And then they actually were like, you seem super into this. Do you want to like be a barista? And I was like, sure.
Sick.
And they taught me how to be a barista. And then they're like, do you want to, like, you're really good at this. Like, not to be like, oh, you're really good at this, but it's like,
No,
oh,
I get
you're
you.
like,
Yeah.
you seem to love it and like talk about coffee and like you get amped about it. Do you want to learn how to be a trainer? And I'm like, yeah.
Dope.
And then like 6 or 7 months passed and I was a lead trainer. And then I was like the director of education for like 3 years. And it just kind of was like,
That's so
happened.
exciting. That's so, dude, that's so badass. Cause then like you're learning about regions of the world and shit like that you maybe not been to, but you're just learning about everything, the terroir, if you will, about this area, about why this is, or like the densities and like what kind of bean it is and all. It's like, dude, that shit is exciting.
And the cool thing for me too is that I had kept so for so long I worked 2 jobs, even when I was like salaried and working like more than full time at a roastery. I like kept my bar jobs at night because I really liked it and was like, oh, I'm learning like at the same time these parallel universes. I'm learning more about beer, I'm learning more about wine, and I'm really learning a lot about coffee. So it's just kind of like those, like I'm learning about varietals for everything, for hops, for grapes, for coffee. I'm learning about like how to taste shit for different stuff. Although I will say the vocabulary is very different. So like people will be like, this wine is really grassy. And I'm like, for coffee, grassy is not yummy, you know, but it's like, or like vegetal for wine. They're like, oh, it's vegetal. And you're like, that's like not good in coffee. Like that's usually what people say when they're like, but you can be like, oh, it tastes like green peppers. And they're technically that's vegetal, because it's a vegetable, but you're like, no, but it's different. It's just vocab. And it's definitely like, it's just vocabulary, but it's this hurdle.
It's a language. You're just speaking a different language.
You're tasting beer, you're tasting wine, honey, cheese, like whatever. It's all different, just vocab. And I think that's the most like intimidating thing about cupping for a lot of people is like people are throwing around words. You're like phenol, like blah, 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 like whatever.
I definitely never used phenol. I've never used it before, but I think it's amazing that you are learning all these things because you're developing your palate to like the 10th degree, you know, like I think.
And then I drink IPA and it all goes away.
Well, I mean, like I imagine that you definitely like to appreciate taste for what it is. So I mean, like I imagine like do you eat meat? Do you eat meat?
I don't actually. I'm pescatarian, so I don't eat meat. I eat fish.
But you eat fish. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. So it's like, I'm sure even when you taste fish, like there's certain things that you think of put on it and like you can taste it, the difference. Like, cause you're looking for certain nuances or something like that. Like the other day I had the privilege to go to this 17 course sushi tasting, and like I literally was like smelling the fish. Like it's gonna, like some of them didn't even smell any different, but some of them did smell like, whoa, like this is about to be crazy. And then eat it and it's like, what I'm saying is like, I think you definitely have that ability. Like you probably appreciate so many different aspects with it. If it's food, coffee, beer, because
I smell everything. I get made fun of. They're like, why are you like sniffing this? I'm like, gotta.
Dude, you gotta smell it. Like just know like that, because it can bring something so dope. Like when you're cupping and immediately as soon as you taste it, you can remember what that taste was like immediately. Like
I think my favorite thing when tasting things though is when you're like the scent experience is different than your tasting experience, because that just is like, oh, there's this added thing. So like if you're smelling it, you know, smells like whatever, and then you taste it and it kind of tastes totally different than you expected. And then if you're like tasting and smelling intermittently, you're getting this combination and this cocktail, because it's all, you know, all your olfactory senses are connected, that you're just kind of like, oh, it's all like changing and different, and like if it's warm, if it's hot, if it's cold,
if it cools down. Do you do it in increments? Like I don't usually start cupping until at least 10 minutes, but then I'll usually do 10 minutes and then I'll do 15 minutes and I'll do it at 20. If it's still good at 20, I'm like, yo, that's the one.
I cup for a while. So like my friend Andrea that I was talking about, she always is like times, you know, we time obviously so you can like see where you're at, but like she's always like the 10-minute mark. For me, I just feel the cups usually. I'm really sensitive and I burn my tongue a lot, so I'm like, oh wow, just like, or like eating food, like I, you know, from or I was gonna say New England, like Rhode Island, New York, pizza is a big thing. Always burn my mouth on pizza. Really? I'm a fast eater and I can't wait to get pizza in my mouth, so I always burn the roof of my mouth. And so I've like learned my lesson since working in coffee and cupping more, that I'm like, I gotta wait.
Yeah.
I gotta like chill out. And, you know, I had coworkers and, you know, colleagues who could cup sooner than I could, that I'm like, I still gotta hang back. Like, I need a minute. But then, yeah, cupping it throughout till it's cold, and then talking about it, still going back in.
Yeah.
And just sort of like seeing how it goes. Because it's like, there's nothing better than a cup of coffee that tastes good when it's not piping hot fresh.
Dude, 100%. I mean, if you can do that too when it's a black cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Like, yo. Like.
Yeah, I never take cream or sugar.
Dude, you know, to be honest,
I used to be lactose intolerant, so I was like, I don't even know how.
I definitely still put, if I can, I'll get like an actual like whole milk, and I'll put that in like my morning cup of coffee, just like at home.
Yeah, before I worked in coffee, I only took it black too.
Dude, no, yeah, like growing up, I remember putting like, it would be like a Splenda or something in it, and then whatever, like 7-Eleven. But then there was like Bob's Donuts on San Francisco on Polk Street. Dude, this Chinese lady, she's fucking owned that place for, I swear, like 30 years. Probably longer now, maybe 40. Dude, same fucking lady, same dudes in the back. Like, like I go there on my birthday to get fucking donuts, and like I literally will still get their cup of coffee. It's like some burnt ass Sumatra shit, and then they have the half and half right there, just boom, like this. And then like I own a coffee roasting company, but I still do this, and I like fuck it, sugar, boom, and then I get my donut, and it's like, dude, it's every time. It's like, this is home right here.
Yeah, I am a firm believer in there is like a time and place for everything.
You feel me? Like,
I am from, you know, Diner Nation, New England, Rhode Island, like Pawtucket has some crazy good
Shout
diners.
out.
You know, you're like, I'm gonna go get these greasy ass fried eggs, Sunnyside. They're practically raw. God knows where these eggs are from. You know, like rye toast, bunch of butter, bunch of salt, and I'm gonna have this like 2-hour-old burnt coffee, and I'm gonna love it.
I love that shit.
That being said, if I go to a really like a good ass restaurant and I'm having an amazing brunch, and they're like, this is where the lettuce is from, this is where the eggs are from, like we source everything this way, that way, this way, and I'm getting like a shitty cup of coffee,
dude, that's such
mad.
a bummer. Yeah, no, okay, I will agree with you on that. Do you need another beer? Are you good?
Always.
Okay. Keep talking. You're good.
Yeah.
Tell me about the beer.
The beer?
Or no, the shitty coffee. Dude, how are you gonna get a shitty cup of coffee?
That's the thing for me though, is that like it's like it needs to go side by side. Like I don't want to be having an amazing dinner that's like, this is the best fish I've ever had, and I'm drinking a Bud Light. You know, not that I don't think I've ever had a Bud Light.
Never? Stop playing. It's like, don't fuck with
I've had a lot of Budweiser, but heavy.
Never not a Bud Light.
I think I've
ever?
tried it and I've been like, I can't do this. I can't do light beer.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a story real quick. The first beer I ever drank was a fucking Bud Light, and I threw it up the second I fucking
The first beer I ever drank was a Milwaukee's Best.
Dude, I've had that. I've had that. Dude, I went to college for a short time at Penn State, and they fucking had Milwaukee's Best at the frat parties, and then they would have Diet or Milwaukee's
Light.
Best Light. That's
That might be it, because it was I think the first beer. Yeah, cheers again while I finished my first. I think it was. I have like this wasn't where I had it. It was definitely at a friend's. I remember the first time I drank. It was at my best friend Tessa's in her basement. I'm going to Joshua True with her next weekend.
sick.
And she lives in LA, and we've been best friends since we were like 8 or 9. And then I also have this memory of drinking Milwaukee Best in the woods behind a Shaw's. Shaw's. It's like a Stop and Shop, like a
quick stop.
like no
7-Eleven?
like Vaughn's.
Oh, just like
like a
grocery
supermarket.
store.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like we lived in a small town, so it was like whatever, the Shaw's.
A small town in the smallest state.
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's just like it's so tiny, everything. But it's just like, oh, I have like this vivid memory of like a disgusting, like a 30 rack of Milwaukee Best and like drinking in the woods when like 15, and you're like,
Dude,
even when I was 15, I was like, this is disgusting.
You're like just super bummed. Like, fuck. Dude, I remember going into this like frat party specifically, and there was just like these coolers along the wall, and you open it up and it's just ice and Milwaukee's Best and Milwaukee's Best Light, and it was just like, All right, well,
You're
and
like,
the jungle juice was only for the girls, and the jungle juice
that's fucked up,
dude. They wouldn't give it to me, and the only reason they would give it to the guys is if you were giving it to girls.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, and so
like, oh, we're not trying to take advantage of anyone. There's not roofies in this.
I legit remember like grabbing it and then going over to the girls and they're like, "Didn't you want one?" I was like, "Yeah, let me get that." And then I just like, trying it. I was like, "This shit is delicious."
And you're like, "Yes, you're holding it, but I'm drinking it."
Yeah, exactly, dude. And it was in the basements. Like the parties were in the basements.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's insane.
that's welcome to the East Coast. They all have basements. You only party in basements. I spent like probably 75% of my childhood and high school years in a basement.
That's so crazy to me. There was a dude, but basements are so small. There was a guy who lived in our dorm. He played for the Penn State basketball team. He was 7'2".
Well, some
Kevin.
basements are like this. I mean, maybe not quite as tall as this, but like,
dude,
basements usually have like 7 foot, 8 foot.
They have
ceilings.
they have the pipes that come down too. This fool would walk in there, the whole time his head would be like this, or he would like have to duck around like pipes and shit.
The basement for the house that I grew up in was a half basement, so I had to duck. Like my mom didn't have to because she's shorter than me, but I always had to duck. But for the longest time, like if anything went wrong, like if it flooded, I was the youngest, so I was the smallest, so I'd have to like go into the basement and fix it.
Dude, did you ever get creeped out by going down in there?
Yeah, no, they're terrifying. Ours was not finished, but like we had friends who like did have finished basements. But like again, my friend Tess that I grew up with,
finished basement?
Like it's not just all cement. Like if it's not finished, it's just like, oh, this is like it's just like cement. It's like a garage, like your whatever.
Garage, dude. You're saying words I don't even. What?
That's English. That's like a British thing. A Britishism, like a garage.
Oh, okay.
So like it's like a garage, it's just like, oh, it's totally for utility. But then if you have it finished, you're like, oh, we put a carpet down, like we painted the walls. It like doesn't look terrifying.
Okay.
Maybe we put a TV in it.
Somebody could live there.
Yeah, maybe there's a mini fridge. And so like that was the thing that, like my friend Tess, we like, I remember when we were like 12, we were like, we're going to like do up the basement and it's going to be awesome. We like got a mini fridge and a TV and like some bean bags. And you're like, yeah. Like we're living the high life.
Did you get a TV?
I think that we probably took like a TV from someone's parents. We're like, you can have this shitty TV, and we're like, yes.
Yeah, fucking come up, son.
Yeah. We're gonna rent a PlayStation from Blockbuster.
Dude, shout out Blockbuster. There's a documentary out now with the last one. I've never heard of this. There's one left. Dude, R.I.P.
Yeah, I like vividly remember like going with my brother to like be like, we gotta like convince our mother to like let us rent this fucking PlayStation.
Dude, you could rent an entire PlayStation at Blockbuster, like the whole thing, the console and everything.
No, that's what you do. Yeah, I remember like in Hollister when we grew up, we'd be like, it's like the gray one before we got one finally, but like the PlayStation that you're like, we're gonna go rent one. You rent your game, you rent the controller and the actual console unit, whatever you call it. And you're like, you take that home for a weekend, rent it like a movie.
Wow. Shout out that. I'm going to totally switch gears to like a little bit of coffee, but.
Yeah, because we're talking about nonsense now.
Well, no, but I did want to talk about some more nonsense.
Yeah.
Just real quick. Do you like scary stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Love.
I've been watching this new show on Netflix called The Haunted. And it's like real life stories and it's, whatever. But each episode, it's like, this person sits there and basically describes like what happens. And it's like, there was this girl and she says that like, oh, we moved into this house. It was like, I was a new friend of this friend group. Blah, 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 blah. She's by herself at the house and she starts hearing voices coming from the fucking basement. And then, then like she fucking like goes down there. She's like, and then.
Yeah. The amount of scary like moments in basement. Like I grew up in like creepy ass New England woods. Like, have you seen the Blair Witch? That's pretty much.
Is that where
like,
that's from?
Blair Witch is from. I think it's probably from like Maine. Like all of Stephen King is set in Maine, which is very different than Rhode Island. But it's like there's still all of that shit that you're just like, why are we running around in the woods at night? And then we go and hang out in a basement.
You have woods, but you have woods though.
And they're like creepy close woods too. It's not like
super thin.
Yeah, like thin. Whoa. Lots of like thorns.
Dude, see that's what they were. Dude, in one of those episodes, this guy was like, I was downstairs. He's like, I'm gonna move into the basement. Everybody's like, don't move into the basement, but we're not gonna tell you. And then he said he moved in there, and like this chick who lived in the house, like came down and was like, dance with me. And then like he said he touched her and they were like making out and she was like naked. And he's like, dude, I could feel you. You were tangible. And then the body started to rot. And they like showed it and they're like, this is what it like, you know, they're reenacting it or whatever.
Also, it's like, what's your life that you're just living in your basement and then this naked girl comes down and is like, dance with me?
No, but it's like, it was like,
if that was my roommate, I'd be like, what are you doing?
Dude, exactly. Like the guy was sitting there and he's like, and then he said he like got super scared and then he like ran out of the house and he never went back in. And they like talk about it or whatever. That's what I say.
In my opinion, addicts are just as scary.
I mean, depending on what they're addicted to, right?
No, attic. Like an attic. Like to
addicts.
go upstairs.
Oh.
Not addicts. That would
like,
be
yo,
you're like,
like,
what is she
I was
talking
like, that's what
about?
I was like, wait, what?
No, attics, like the top of a house. Yeah.
Dude,
no.
in that same episode, she said that
just as scary, if not scarier than a basement.
Dude, she said that like there was a blood spot on the ceiling that like reappeared and then they went up there and looked and it was just like blood stained and they were like, oh, the guy who lived here before shot himself and it like bled through.
I used to hang out in my attic growing up though, and we had like a staircase that would fold up into it. But then I think I hit a certain age because I mean, like when I was little, like I was like 8 and I was like, I'm going to hang out up here and like whatever. And like had like a little like camp or whatever.
I mean, that's tight though.
And then I hit a certain age and I was like, this is horrifying. I need to go
You
live in the world
before?
with people. No. I think it's just like when you're little, it's hard to be scared of a lot of stuff. You're just kind of like, I'm having a great time. I'm like playing pretend and like I've got all my stuffed animals up here and it's great.
Dude, that's such a different life. I mean, I don't think I ever was in a basement until...
It's such an integral part
know.
of if anyone from New England listening to this, they're all like, yeah, yep, basements. My life.
Dude, my mom would talk about being in a basement like when she was like super young.
Was she in Pawtucket?
No, they were in Washington.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say there's definitely basements in Pawtucket.
Dude, like my mom was born in Germany though, because like my grandma was like, yo, shout out Pawtucket, you for like breeding some tough ass ladies. Yo, my grandmother was like 5'2" or something like that, just maybe like even shorter, but she was a drill sergeant during the war, and like the Second World War, I think, and she was like, there was like a story that they would talk about it, like, you know, size didn't matter in our family because even though she was super small, she packed a punch, and apparently there was like the story that she like this dude who was like 6 foot something. She was a drill sergeant. I guess back in the day it wasn't like acceptable to be a drill sergeant or something, or like it just wasn't common for a woman to be like that. Anything, I guess. And this dude was giving her some lip. She was like, this dude was like 6 foot, whatever. He's like, all right, like, yo, square up, like let's get down. And like my grandma like whooped his ass.
You're like, awesome. Go grandma.
I was like, that's what's popping.
Yeah, I mean, if you knew Pawtucket, you'd be like, cool, she checks out. Like if she's like hanging out in Pawtucket, yeah.
Dude, my grandmother has these photos with like my mom. My mom's like a baby, like literally like a baby. And she's sitting there with these thick ass white cigarettes. And like, I think in one photo, she's even like blowing out smoke and the cigarettes looks like right here. And I was just like,
oh my God.
What a fucking badass, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I don't give a fuck. Like, yo, that's so dope right there. Like, I want to frame that.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, too. It's like, like all of my family, like my parents are both first generation, like college. My mom went to college actually when I was in high school. So we used to edit each other's papers because she had, it was very cute. My mom was, I think, a freshman. She was a sophomore in college when I was a freshman in high school. So I went to her graduation before she went to mine. But like,
that's so awesome.
Her parent, like my grandpa on my mom's side he was a slaughterman for like, would kill animals for butchers. So he wasn't a butcher, but he was the person who killed all the animals for the most part.
No, you don't hear about that.
No, you don't.
A slaughterman.
Yeah.
That's what they're called?
So he was a slaughterman, yeah.
Okay.
And then this was in Scotland. And then my grandpa on my dad's side was a coal miner in Wales. So it's like, that's like all the photos that you see of like my grandparents, you're just like, oh shit. And like my mom is just like, you're just like, holy crap, this is a totally different situation. And we were talking about music before, like a lot of the music I grew up with was punk and stuff because both of my parents grew up during like, while there was a bunch of strikes, like mining strikes and all of that kind of thing in the UK, that it's just like, oh yeah, they were teenagers in the 70s. Of course they listened to punk.
Like Sex Pistols.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff
yeah.
like that. What about Bob Marley? Because he was living up in England too for a minute.
I don't think so. I mean, my mom, I know, oh God, can't remember the name of it, but there is some reggae that my mom I know used to listen to, and that sort of thing. But I think like she was like super into David Bowie, and I think
Nice.
David Bowie was the first concert she ever went to.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I know.
Cool. That's super cool.
It's like, I hate you, but I love you.
No, that's like, God, that's so fucking cool. Do you have the shirt?
Yeah.
Like,
You're just like, can you give me the memories?
dude, for real
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. So that's fucking cool.
Dude, wow.
But yeah, no, it's like you see, just these like gnarly photos. Like I have a photo of my uncle and he's on like this motorcycle that you're just like, I don't even know what kind of maybe it's a Triumph, and you're just like, oh, you look so badass, like in your fucking get up, not giving a fuck.
Cig maybe in the mouth, maybe
yeah,
not.
I'm like, I feel like and I think that half the charm is that it's like black and white or sepia and like that kind of thing. Whereas
it's
now,
the original.
Yeah,
it's like that was what pictures used to look like.
Yeah, and it's like you still have that copy, a physical copy, not just like a file.
Dude, and it's kind of some of those photos, like they're just got that haze to them. You can tell, like, yo, that shit looks so dope. I love old photos. Well, like, okay, so then kind of tying it all back in. So I'm assuming you go back to the UK quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so they also have a very, very good coffee scene there.
Yeah. So I actually, the last couple times I've been back, I have tried to do a little bit more coffee stuff, but I always get so tied up in that it's like I just need to see all my family. So it's like I end up drinking a lot of tea while I'm there, which I mean I love tea anyway, but like that's the only time I actually take dairy is I'll take like a little bit of, other than like cappuccinos, but I'll take a little bit of whole milk in my black tea, but like only in the morning. And if it's like like a classic like black tea, not if it's like something that's like more fragrant or whatever, or like not if it's like Earl Grey or something, but I end up like doing that more. But I have tried like Glasgow in Scotland, Edinburgh, they both have awesome coffee scenes. Glasgow I'd like to explore a lot more. There were a few shops I went to that I was just like, fuck, this is so dope. Cool. There's this one that I think it might just be called Brew Lab, I'm not sure, but they have a training lab like adjacent to their, like inside their coffee shop, and they weren't doing anything at the time, but like you can see their classroom, and I'm just like, that's such a cool setup.
Like a see-through glass or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah. So just something like, I don't think it was wholesale because I don't think they're a roaster, but something that they're like, oh, we offer this to our, our clients because people expressed an interest and we do pour overs, and like, you want to come learn, we're going to do it here. And so that place is super cool, but I haven't had too much experience checking out different roasteries there. But definitely on the agenda. I thought I might move back there for a while. And so I was looking into roasteries. I do, yeah.
So lucky.
Yeah, I didn't become a citizen until I was 16 here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you were here for 12 years before you became a citizen?
Yeah, so I had a green card, and I always thought it was really funny because my green card was a photo of me from when I was 4 years old, and it was like valid through when I was 15. That you're like, how can you tell who this is?
Dude. Wow.
And I also, I
so
couldn't get a
crazy.
credit card for a really long time because I didn't have a social security number, and they were just like, you don't exist.
That's not like, a bad thing though.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been subletting and I don't have a social, and then I do now. I exist now. I have a social security card and everything, but it was definitely funny, like that transition of being like I obviously I don't have an accent, like wouldn't like, I would never. Yeah. No. Like some people will be like, oh, are you like European? Like you say things like certain ways or whatever. You say mum. Yeah. And like I have had someone say, are you like British before? Because I say lovely a lot. And they're like, I've never heard an American say lovely. And I'm like, but just like little things like that. But I obviously don't have an accent. I've lived in a few different places during my childhood, so it's kind of all wonky. Yeah. But it definitely was like, oh, okay, the major like things I had learning curve wise were pretty much just like once I actually became an adult and had to like deal with stuff for myself, that I'm like, I don't have a social. I don't have like, I need to like prove my identity some way. I have to like do the citizenship thing and whatever. Did you have to take the test? I didn't, luckily, because we did it when I was 7, or I think I was either 16 or 17. And so if you're under 18, you can kind of like ride it with your parents. And so my mom did it. And she became a citizen, and she had to jump through all the hoops, and I think they had to pay like $500 to like add me on.
Did you like help your mom study? Like, cause dude, I've helped people who become citizens.
Yeah.
They've like, hey,
I remember looking at the packet.
Yeah, and they like, dude, they ask you legit questions like, when's the Independence Day?
Also shit that most Americans don't know.
Dude, I know. Dude.
They're like, who was the 7th president?
It's like, dude, no, they
like, I don't
asked
know.
me, the girl who was doing it, she was working at the hotel we were working at in like our early 20s. And she's like, hey, yo, can you help us? Or can you answer these for me? And I was like, yeah, let me see it. Let me take the test.
You're like, I took 10th grade
Dude,
government.
I got like 8 out of 10. There was 10. I was like, fuck.
I'm like, give this to every American and no one fucking knows anything. Also, it's like, this is so dumb that it's like, you have to know who, like, when Independence Day is. Like, who cares? 4th of July, whatever.
Dude, but I love
Everyone
that
hates
shit.
me now.
Dude,
Yeah.
I love it though. Like, that's the thing is,
But that shouldn't dictate if you become a citizen.
you know, no, I mean, I think
It's like, when's Valentine's Day?
you know, the thing is though, it's like, okay, the way I think about this, and like, this might sound so jockish, but I will get the point across, I swear.
Bring it on.
But my analogy is definitely jockish. When I watch the World Cup, I see other countries and how stoked they are to like rock their flag and rock their fucking country's jerseys. And people are like singing songs and shit. Like, we ain't got no song. USA ain't got no song. Like, that's it. We don't have a song. And like, and then you're wearing your gear. And then in our country, people like get bumped when you're wearing your USA gear. And because they automatically assume that you're
I get bummed.
Yeah, you know, like they do, and it's like, because you like, if you're in today's day and age, it seems like if you take pride in you're from the United States, it's a bummer. And it's like, yo, I love sports, I do. That's just the bottom line. But yo, I wear my USA shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, yo, because I love the country, and I like. But at the same time, I'm not a Republican. I don't like switch that way. But it's like, yo, we were born here. I didn't have a choice where I was born, but I'm gonna love where I was born. That's like,
I
that
think
bums me out.
Yeah, I think the thing is, and this is something I like feel like I bring up a lot with folks, is the United States is huge.
Yeah.
It's really big to be one country. You can't, like, it's so big versus like, even in the UK, people have like, I'm Scottish, I'm Welsh, I'm English.
Oh yeah.
Northern Ireland,
Irish.
Southern Ireland,
Yeah.
Republic of Ireland or Northern Ireland, like that kind of thing. And it's tiny in comparison, but there is still so much distinction between counties, between, countries within the UK. And then you look at the US and it's like, how can this actually be a cohesive country? It's fucking huge.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's so huge, but like, yo, everybody from Canada be fucking with Canada. They're like,
Yeah, but only like 10% of Canada is like populated.
Dude, that's what I'm saying though. Like,
And that's obviously not a real statistic, but it's like,
Obviously.
no, like, it's not, you know.
what I'm saying is like, yo, coast to coast, Canada's like, yo, you're Canadian. What's up? You
But
know,
it's like, oh, we all live in this sliver before it becomes complete tundra.
no, I'm just saying, it's like, yo, I fuck with the United States. Like, I love going to the South. Like, I love seeing, like, yo,
But
this
like,
is
think
really
about
where you're
like
at.
South America. It's like people are like, I'm Brazilian,
Yeah.
like I'm from Chile.
They hella take pride in their shit.
Yeah.
And like, bro, like, that's what I'm saying.
But it's like, it's similar size and they're all different countries and they all have their own shit. It's the same way with the US, but there's this thing that you're like, oh, it's all the US. Everyone should be proud of everything. But it's like, there's no way you can be proud of everything.
Definitely
'cause
can't be
it's
proud of
very
everything.
big
And
and very
that's fair.
complicated.
It's very complicated. It's very complex, to say the least. But man, I don't know. There's some. I mean, like, you're from the East Coast, so I'm assuming like.
I love Rhode Island.
I'm assuming that on July 4th, somebody will probably play like "Born in the USA" by like Bruce Springsteen.
Oh,
or
well,
something
first
like
of all, I love Bruce Springsteen.
dude, I'm just saying, like, yo, "Born in the USA."
It's a great
I fucking
album.
Love that song.
Not the best song. Great album, though.
Love that song. I'm just saying.
If you want to talk about Bruce Springsteen, I'm like,
I'm not a huge. I don't.
He's
listen
from
to
New
Bruce-
Jersey.
He's the boss. I understand. I respect him. I don't listen to him a lot. but,
Yeah.
like, yo, respect to the boss all day.
Yeah.
All day. I mean, you were supposed to tell me about Van Morrison.
Yeah. I mean, I used to, my friends who have the bar Fortnight in Providence, if anyone is ever in Rhode Island, you should definitely go to the Providence bar Fortnight. It's a wine bar. They're anarchists.
Anarchists.
Great beer. Yeah. But I would help them. They did lunch for a while, and Mike would do all of the serving for beer and whatever and wine and everything, and I would make coffee. And we used to just strictly only play Bruce Springsteen. I'd just be like, it's a Bruce Springsteen lunch.
Dude, I want to fucking go to Pawtucket.
Pawtucket. Providence. But Pawtucket is next door, yeah.
I want to go to all of this now and go see what's popping out there.
Rhode Island's amazing. Go in the summer, the springtime, though. Or fall. Don't go in the winter.
Don't go in the winter.
It's terribly cold.
But isn't that when, like, the character's built?
No, it's when everyone's, like, absolutely not trying to go inside. Also, during a pandemic, it's tough because you're like, also everyone here, or just like everywhere, people complain about, oh, we have to eat outside, all this stuff. I'm like, people in New York and Rhode Island and Massachusetts have been drinking and eating outside all winter in like 10-degree weather.
I believe it.
And chilling. Yeah. We're like, bring a sleeping bag.
Bring a sleeping bag.
Yeah, that's what we did. We're like, we're going to, I moved out here late February, and I'm like, yeah, we just like grab our sleeping bags.
But there's like less people out there though, right? Is there?
No, there's more people.
I'm speaking like a
New
total
York,
dumbass. I don't know.
No, Boston, it's very populous. It's like super dense.
Is that where you were living before?
Well, I was living in Providence, and then but New York through, it's like Baltimore, like New York, like Washington, New York, like all of that East Coast, very populous.
I know where it's at, but I don't know it, like in conjunction, I guess.
Rhode Island?
To where, Rhode Island
okay,
is
so,
actually.
You've got Maine.
Yeah.
And then you've got like
Vermont,
New Hampshire. Yeah, Vermont is kind of alongside with New York and Pennsylvania, but New England is Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut.
Yeah, I went over this yesterday. And then New York
is underneath.
Yeah, it's all underneath.
But New York goes around. It like wraps around because it goes up to Canada.
Yeah, to Albany and shit. It's like up in there.
Yeah. And my boyfriend's from up north in New York.
So you're both East Coasters?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you guys just stay with your kind. Like,
these
West Coasters out here. I don't know what the fuck he's doing out here.
Yeah, we know our own. He lives with a New Yorker and someone from Michigan. We're like, I see you. But I mean, even when I lived in, like one of the funnier things, like living in Santa Cruz, I was just like, this is like something you said earlier. You're like, oh, like I can tell you're not from Southern California or California.
Just Cali in general.
Yeah. When I moved, I remember moving to Santa Cruz, and again, like my roommate, she was from Long Beach with a bunch of her friends. And I was
Jesus.
like, I don't know 60% of what you're saying. I do not understand. Like, I have no clue what you're saying.
Was she like a hood chick? Or was she just
No, they were just like
chick?
Super like surfy, longboard. Like they're super cool, like punk, like whatever. They're cool kids. And I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like most of the time, I'm just hanging out. But then like moving back to living on the East Coast and being like, yeah, I went to UC Santa Cruz. People are like, where? And then I moved back here. And, half the people I talk to, I'm like, I went to UC Santa Cruz. They're like, me too. I'm like, you actually know what it is. And also went there.
So, like, you understand the weirdness.
Yeah, it's so strange. Love Santa Cruz. Love UC Santa Cruz. It's a great place.
I grew up surfing, like, when I started to learn how to surf, it was in Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
We would cut class in Fremont.
That's
and
awesome.
We would I remember my one homie, Russell Mahalko, he fucking came in one day, and we had econ or slash government. So it was like, he walks in, first period, 7:30 in the morning. Bro, double overhead in Santa Cruz. Let's go. He was like, let's go right now. And I was like, Mr.
I love
Warner.
that you go to school and then you're like, got to tell you about the waves. We're going.
Dude.
Versus just going.
Well, like, it was like, we're literally in class. I was like, bro, Mr. Warner just saw us walk in. Like, I got to finish at least class. Like, one class. He's like, fuck. All right, let's go. And then so literally
like, how fast can you drive?
We got out of class at like 8:05 or some shit.
What way would you take?
Right up to 17.
Okay, so you go through the 17. Yeah, so you're zipping down the 17.
Oh, zipping up the 17.
Oh yeah.
Boom, and then fucking go over there, and it was popping. It was still firing all day. It was so sick. And then we smoke Black and Milds.
Oh god.
Then go surf, and then we would go hit the A&W, like right that was.
Oh
there,
yeah.
with like the fresh like root beer off the tap or whatever, and then just go back to school for like the end of the day.
I mean, good for you for going back. I mean, that's definitely, I feel like that was, for me for high school, it was the same thing. You're like, I leave at a certain time and then I come back at a certain time and I've like checked in both times.
Yep.
They've seen my face and you're chilling.
Done, son.
Yeah. That being said, I am a super nerd. I love school. I loved going to school. Super my thing.
I loved going to school.
Yeah.
I didn't like the aspect of like social, but
Oh yeah.
books and stuff all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
So is that why I'm assuming then you got into science then? Because like coffee is science.
I'm not. No,
You're not into science.
I mean, I am, but I am not like. So I like my father's in software, like I said, and he was he was like math, all the science stuff, like always talking about shit, taught me how to fix cars, like whatever, all that stuff.
Wow.
And then, but like me, my brother and my sister were all like, you know, doing shit with writing or reading and like kind of way more arts oriented and that sort of thing. Like my brother and my sister are both great artists. They're both incredible writers. My mom is a great like artist and reader, writer, everything. And I'm not so much an artist, but like reader, writer for sure. And I went to school for languages and stuff. Like I ended up doing that.
You were telling me that.
Yeah. So like doing that, I mean, your name actually means I sing in Latin. So,
What?
yeah.
What?
Cano
Say it again?
means I sing, like to sing.
Oh,
but the conjugation is I sing. It's a first person singular present. So it's like I sing. That's what your name means.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dude, I've only heard gray hair and wisdom, and that's it.
Yeah.
Now I heard I sing.
But it's literally the verb I sing. So if you were going to like, I mean, do you know what the book, the Aeneid? You know, like the Odyssey and like all like the...
I know the Odyssey.
Yeah. So there's like the Odyssey and the Iliad, and then there's a Rome. Those are Greek.
Okay.
I'm getting like real nerdy off topic.
Please.
But there's...
Dude, no. Get on it. Like, yo.
So like the Iliad and the Odyssey are like the most well-known Greek epics, and then there's a Roman epic that was written much later by Virgil called the Aeneid, and the first line of it is I sing of arms and a man, because it's like I sing of like weapons and war and a guy. We're talking about a guy. But the actual line is arma virumque cano, and cano means I sing.
But my name is Kano.
Yeah, but it's spelled the same way. It's just different pronunciation.
Is there
it's
like
poetry.
is it like a...
It's just for the meter in that. Because, I mean, we don't really know the pronunciation because you're like, it's ancient.
Dude, what the fuck?
But
Say it again.
Cano,
Yeah.
Kano or Cano, yeah.
Say the line again.
Arma virumque cano.
And that means...
I sing of arms and a man. But I don't know any other languages. I'm like, I got Latin, I got a little bit of Greek, and I got a little bit of Egyptian. But that's
Egyptian. So you can read like hieroglyphs.
If I have a really an abundant supply of dictionaries.
Whoa.
But it's been a while since I've been in coffee for
But you were
a
in
while.
archaeology though too, so that's I'm assuming that's why you have Egyptian.
Yeah, so I did that in college, and
Okay.
then after college I did some archaeology. Yeah.
How did you get into that?
I again just a super nerd. I did Latin in high school, and I was just super into reading, like Lord of the Rings, all that shit. I'm just like, I just want to read all the books. I've been rereading Dune lately. Very into science fiction.
Dune?
Yeah.
What is that?
I
Is it
can't even begin to explain.
D-U-N-E?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
such a huge. It's like asking me to explain the Bible. You're like,
Oh
oh
my
God, where do I start? It's like so nerdy, but I highly recommend it. It's great. There's a David Lynch made a movie, which is kind of funny, of it a while ago. But there's a new Dune movie coming out, like in a year or something. But the books are amazing.
Is this the first Dune movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the books are very, very good if you like science fiction at all. But it's like kind of just like epic stories.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I was just super into history and just always like, wow, like look at the pyramids, like look at this shit, like why is that? That's super interesting. And learning about like different religions and that sort of thing. And it just sort of was like, I thought I wanted to go to school for like literature and reading, but I knew I really liked classics and Latin and stuff. And so I was taking that, and then like next thing you know, I'm just like, this is it. This is what I'm doing.
Dope.
And like I might still go back to it at some point, but I don't know. And then I just, again, that kind of thing that you fall into. I feel like everyone falls into coffee. I don't think anyone is like, I mean, maybe now, but like in high school being like, I want to do coffee. Like, that's it for me.
Dude, To be honest, like I felt that way in my early 20s. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, I want to work here, but I couldn't. I've talked about this before on the podcast. It was like I went to the podcast. I went to the interview at
Mm-hmm.
Starbucks, and I think I was 20, maybe
Mm-hmm.
19.
Yeah.
And I showed up with my tattoos like on my forearms, and I was wearing like a short sleeve button up shirt, and the person who was interviewing me was like,
no.
yo, no,
Sorry, no.
not gonna happen.
I used to go to interviews, like, I have piercings, and I used to flip this up, like my nose piercing, and hide my tattoos and everything like that. And then I remember walking into the two places that have shaped my sort of food career in general: the roaster I worked at for 4 years, and then also the restaurant I worked at for 2 years. And then I just opened their cafe for them this past 6 months.
Dude, we haven't even gotten to like
Coffee.
who you worked for. Like, yeah,
But like, yeah, so both of them, I like went into interviews being like, let me hide my piercings, let me hide my tattoos. And then I walk in and I'm like, oh, you're all like fucking tattoos, punked, like really cool, like whatever, don't give a shit. Like my first interview in the food industry with Katie Dixon of Bywater, she was just like, what do you like? And I was like, I like raw fish, I like gin. And she's like, you're hired.
Gin.
Like, great. I'm like 21, 22, and I'm just like, that's what I like. And she's like, wonderful, come work for us. And like learned so much about like oysters and fish and liquor and, you know, natural wine and that sort of thing. And just like, great. Like recognizing that someone is just super into something, I think is way more important than what your experience is. Because you could have the most experience in the world and then be totally averse to learning more or learning how a certain business works, like a restaurant or a cafe. Like you can't go into a coffee shop, get hired, and be like, okay, so this is how I learned how to run bar, so that's what I'm doing. There's a difference between being like, I can give you constructive criticism and be like, this was a cool efficiency that we did, maybe you want to pick that up. But I think that having someone who has no experience but is super down to learn, to be passionate, to be excited about stuff is so valuable.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Like,
I mean, you always want that.
I haven't been qualified, quote unquote, qualified for any job that I've gotten, you know, that it's like I had no relevant, quote unquote, experience. I just was super amped about it. And they were like, cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a stomping ground. It's a proving ground, if you will. I mean, you're filling the job of a small business that's growing at a rapid race, and they're like, "Yo, you're down to do this?" Like, "Yo, let's get it popping." And then, or like, if it's already been established, but like they see the progression and see the drive.
Yeah, I mean, even with like Steel Mill, you hadn't been a head roaster for anyone else prior, had you?
Oh yeah.
You had?
Oh yeah,
oh
dude.
yeah.
Oh
okay,
yeah.
because I was gonna say, for some reason I was under the impression that Steel Mill was the first like head roasting thing you've done.
No. I took the first head roaster job I ever took was at 2.5 years into my roasting.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I thought I was way more sick than I was. I definitely was.
As you
not
should.
good.
Always, everyone's like, yeah, I've got it.
Dude, I
like,
fucking got it.
And then like 5 years later, you're like, I know nothing.
Dude, it wasn't even that. I don't even think it was like 5 years because it was just like
5 months.
Being able to be on the roaster every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about seasoning a roaster.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why is this coming out black? I didn't learn about inlet and outlet manifolds on the roaster and the back end of the like a SF25. I don't know. I learned a lot. It was like sink or swim. So that's kind of what happened. So then I took
that being
over
said,
that
that's
job.
kind of similar though, that it's like, okay, so you didn't know that much, and someone was like, we're gonna hire you and we're gonna have you do this.
I built out a warehouse.
Yeah, and then you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna learn. Like, I didn't know about seasoning, but now I do.
Oh yeah, dude.
Something happened, then I maybe asked someone or I researched something, and then I learned, and then I fixed the problem. Versus being like, you know, I just think that that's super important.
No, 100%. Like to your point, that's what I'm saying is like, that was it. And then I actually got that I was the head roaster at Seven Seas.
Oh yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah. So I was there for. I don't actually remember how long I was there for, but yeah. And then I took Steel Mill, and then I just started Caffeine and Green. Yeah. It's just like fuck it.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. But I think it's so important to keep learning because there's so much to do. I mean, even at the you've been in the roastery.
Yeah.
you literally can walk in there and see the progression of the roasters. So it's like SF6.
Yeah, I thought it's very
SF25.
visually appealing and like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And when I walk in there, I always think it's like, dude, this is such an opportunity to learn.
Yeah. It was nice when I visited. I think there was only one person roasting. So I was able to like poke around and look. And I wasn't like, because obviously if people are roasting, I'm not going to be like in your way while you're doing something. But I'm like, I know how that works. Yeah. I'm like, I know how that works. Yeah. I'm not going to try and like disrupt any of that. But you know, it's like, oh, it was really nice that when I met up with Len, I was just like, oh, cool. I can like walk around and check it out. And I noticed that it's like, I can appreciate a space that's well laid out, that it's very clean. It's very open. Like, yes.
Well, dude, the thing is too, is like, what's so exciting about a place like that is that like, when I'm sure you were working in coffee, you were a roaster. I wasn't a roaster. No,
you wasn't
a roaster.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've like done sample roasting, but I'm not a roaster now.
Okay. So like, dude,
I hover. I see. Well, I just was like, I wouldn't hover over anyone. I hovered over our roasters all the time, but we were close. So it was like, you tell me when I'm being annoying.
Yeah, totally fine. It's like, but when you get to, you know, when I was working in the cafe at Zoom Bar, I would have one roasting day a week. So it's like, you don't get to, you know, you're doing years of like,
it's like
only one
getting
day a
to
week.
learn a bike, but you only have 10 minutes every week.
Yeah. Every week you get
and
maybe
then
a day.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And then
it's
you
tough.
Go
from that to like every day you're roasting, and it's like, oh shit, you learn fast, but then you get to like make cafes, and you learn, and you kind of learn coffees, dude. It becomes so, what do I say? Like it becomes just so like amazing, but that's not even the right word. It's just so
it like snowballs as you learn more. I feel like if it's the right balance, instead of getting burnt out, you get more excited.
Yeah, definitely not burnt out. Like, dude, roasting is by far the hardest job, in my opinion, in coffee. Like, manual labor wise. Like, that's... It's like, the barista, okay, yeah, you're doing these things, but, like, dude, you're... I mean, well, okay.
I think that they're all very parallel and different. I think that it's, like, there's definitely, like, the two roasters that I've worked with, like, Justin and Brendan... Angels both have crazy arms, really big arms,
dude. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, depending on the size
like
of the
Taylor,
roaster,
she was our head roaster for a while. Crazy arms,
dude. You gotta like. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
lifting all that green up,
dude. Manual labor to the fullest, but like it's also the most rewarding in the sense like, yo, because I love going on bar too.
Yeah,
it's so much different, and it's so awesome because you're
love bar,
customer facing.
Yeah,
and I
front of house, back of house,
dude. You get both sides, but it's like, dude, after a day of roasting, like you come home, you're like, fuck, son. Like,
yeah, I think also the worst part about roasting is cleaning the roaster.
Dude, okay, so I geek out on that. I love cleaning the roaster.
Oh wow,
dude, it's like super important.
What if you had to do it every day?
I don't care. I love it.
First roaster I've met to say that.
Dude, I do. I really like cleaning it, which is ironic because sometimes my room looks like it's like a fucking bomb went off in there. But I love cleaning, and I love like knowing that there's no roast fires. There's like the air, like the dampers and everything. It's like it's chill. Because that was my one responsibility when I was like,
you're everyone's favorite roaster now. Every company wants to hire you,
dude. I honestly thought
I like to clean up after myself.
No, I legit thought about becoming like before Caffeine and Green. I actually thought about like doing a cleaning service for coffee roasters specifically, and I was like, I fucking really like doing this. I was like, I think I should just do this instead. And I was like, well, I should probably roast too. But like, I legit was like, oh, there's enough roasters here. It'll happen. So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll do that. But
there are a lot of coffee roasters here.
There is.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, something about it, because at Zoom Bar, they were like, it was like this Probat L12.
I mean, I'm sure you could convince the collective. You're like, give me a little something.
Dude, I mean, hey, you pay me some money, G, I'll do whatever.
I'll clean all your roasters.
I will definitely clean the roasters. I don't care. I think it's dope. I don't know why I like it. It's gratifying to me.
Yeah.
Dude, but it's so fun. Like, you get some fucking headphones in there, boom, son.
I can get it. Yeah, like our lab that we had, I was like, I always like it super clean. Like, I'll clean everything, cleaning grinders, blah, 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 like espresso machines. And that's like always the biggest thing when I'm training people or like doing a build out. I'm like, please just clean your equipment.
Dude,
It's
all the time.
literally just changes everything, changes the quality of the product you're making. It also extends the life of your equipment. Like, you got to do it.
Dude, I love like doing like the midday back flush kind of thing, or like even taking like the little cleaners and then just like running the water, getting in there, take like a little towel, just maybe like get the extra grinds out. Yo, I love that. On the group heads, like, yo, all day. Like, I don't even need to do nothing. Like, I'll just be like talking. Oh, okay, cool. And then we start cleaning.
That's the thing. I clean after every like shot that I take that I'm like, I am wiping down the counter.
Yeah,
It is happening.
I fuck with it tough. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always trying to, if I can, between shots, all right, cool. But like, dude, we'll get in some rushes. It's like, dude, there's just fucking coffee grinds
Yeah.
everywhere. It's like it's just happening.
No, obviously if you're like shot, whatever, like doing that, you know, it is what it is. But it's just like, I don't even notice anymore. And I'm just like, it literally takes zero effort. You're talking to someone.
Yeah.
Just fucking move your hand across the counter.
Dude, super easy.
Like, that's all you got to do. And it changes everything.
Dude.
It's like, if I walk into, I always think about it like, I'm like full of metaphors when I'm teaching that I'm like, it's an open kitchen. If you walked into a restaurant that has an open kitchen and there's fucking dirty ass pans everywhere and there's like grease dripping from places, you don't want to eat there. Same thing with a coffee shop. If you come around and you see an espresso machine with like chocolate and milk on the steam wand, chocolate dripping down the sides,
Whoa.
all that shit, you don't want to eat there. You don't want to drink that coffee. Clean that shit up.
Super gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not about that. Oh, God, that would be so gross to see, like,
I mean,
chocolate
I've seen
dripping from the
some
place.
gnarly ass steam wands in my days.
I'm not about that.
Yeah.
So tell me about, how did you get into coffee after you decided to leave archaeology?
I mean, it literally was just, I took that job that just wasn't, you know, that Whole Foods demo job and was like, this is kind of a bummer, but wow, coffee's really fucking good.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I was drinking coffee all the time, but it just kind of was like, oh, the opportunities kept arriving that
You got
I
promoted
started
and
this
stuff.
little job that just was kind of like a side job. And then the owner was like, hey, would love if you took some, you know, a few extra days. At first they put me in production and I did that. And then afterwards they're like, actually, we don't want you in production. You should go be in the cafe. Then I was in the cafe.
Barista, yeah.
And then I just ended up being in training and doing trainings and that sort of thing. And then pretty much full time, it was just like, because since it was a large wholesale roaster, or not large, but like medium size.
But you have cafes and stuff too?
They have one cafe, but right now they are now, since they're moving roasteries, New Harvest is combining their cafe and their roastery to one location. Because they just like
Providence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they were just like, why keep it open? Because it was such a small space in like a very particular situation, the building, that they're like, it doesn't make sense to have it open during a pandemic and blah, 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 all that stuff. And they just combined it. But like doing that it was just kind of like, oh, work this, work that. And then I ended up doing training and was like, oh shit, I like this. Like, I like talking to people. I like connecting with people who are super into coffee. And I also think that food in general, like specialty food, whether it's beer, wine, coffee, like oysters, cheese, meat, whatever, it shouldn't be intimidating. It should be exciting.
Yeah.
It should be accessible. It should be something that you're amped to talk about and want to share with people. And I think that so many people get stressed out when they walk up to an espresso machine if they're new to it, or a cupping or pouring beer and wine, making cocktails when they're in like a fine dining situation, that it's just so stressful. And it shouldn't be that way. It should be exciting. It should be fun. And I think, again, if you have interest or passion, that opportunity should be presented to you. So that's something that I really liked about training and still love about training, is being like, you can do it. Like, we're just gonna have fun with it. And it's something you said
Biggest
earlier.
supporter.
Yeah, that you're like, I value professionalism and etiquette and when you're roasting and shit like that, but also gonna be true to who you are.
100%.
And that's something that I'm like, I'm goofy as fuck when I'm training.
Yes.
Like, it's the same personality you're seeing right now. That being said, like, I am professional. I am going to teach you how to do shit right. I do value cleaning. You will clean the machine.
Yes, you will definitely clean
But
the machine.
also, like, it's fine. I always say, like, a healthy amount of not caring in service industry. Like, people are, if someone's going to have a bad mood with you, they walked in with that bad mood. There's nothing
Yeah.
you can do.
They don't know how to compartmentalize.
Yeah, like, don't care. It's fine. If someone's yelling at you, it sucks. No one should do that. Hopefully you have a company and staff who will back you, a manager or whoever. But you know, don't take that home with you. Healthy amount of not caring so that you can just do your job, love coffee, love food, whatever.
It's so important to
Yeah.
love the coffee. Like, because, I mean, it doesn't matter where you get your love for coffee, but once you find it, in my opinion, you have to find a place that's going to like kind of reciprocate that. Like to reciprocate the love that you're giving into the coffee. That's super important because I feel like the barista's job, in my opinion, is definitely like the most important when it comes to serving the final product.
That's the thing. It's like and that's something that I always like finished my classes with. It's like, you're the final step, you know.
And this big ass
so
chain.
much shit has happened before you get it.
Yep.
Please don't. Like, you're not caring is fucking up a whole lot of people caring.
Dude, you gotta care.
Yeah.
You have to care. And I think that's another reason why I like being on bar, especially for steel mill, because I get to roast. I like literally scoop that shit, roast it, and then I'll take it to steel mill, and then I'll be on bar grinding shots, doing single origin shots, like talking about it with like the other baristas and just everybody who works there. And it's just, you know, we're a small company, so it's like literally it's Anna, Giles, Little C, Riley, and Shay. It's 5 of us plus me, so there's 6 of us.
Yeah, the roastery I worked at, it was usually around 11 to 13 of us.
Dude, yeah, small.
Yeah.
So everybody
including
knows.
the owners.
Yeah.
I shared an office with the owner.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
when you have that, people are essentially all on the same level, right? Like you're all on the same page.
It's
as far as the
horizontal
coffee.
leadership. Yeah, it's like, I do this, you do that, you do that. Like, you know more about roasting, you know more about cupping, you know more about, you know, finances, whatever. And
it's
we
cohesive.
all, yeah, you're not going to succeed otherwise, because then it's just people, you know, dictating XYZ. Like the amount of like arguments we get into, like we'd have meetings all the time. You're just like yelling at each other, but you're also like, I love you. But like we're disagreeing because we have,
Different
you know, that
understandings of
platform
it.
to do so. It's like, I feel like I can disagree with you. And
Oh,
that's
you should
awesome.
always,
Yeah.
100% in a respectful way. Of
yeah,
course.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah, when I say like yelling, I mean like we're
yeah.
I'm like we're
I know,
yelling
I got
at each
you.
other.
I've definitely
but,
worked
yeah.
in corporate coffee, so I totally understand.
But like we're not like getting mad or anything. You're just like, I'm super passionate about this, and we're all, you know, from Rhode Island, and we all yell instead of talk at regular voices.
Oh, you guys yell at each other?
I feel like everyone's very loud in Rhode Island, but
That's
it's that kind
hilarious.
of thing that you're like, oh, I feel like I can disagree with the owner. I feel like I can give my honest opinion because they foster that environment, which is amazing.
Well, how long did you work there?
4 years, I think, going on 5.
I
yeah.
mean, I would definitely say 4 years. Yeah, you can.
But it was from the get, like 6 months in.
Oh, like you could speak your mind.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
They're like, from the second that you like, once you get in and you like show that you're into something, they're like, we want, like, we'd have all company meetings that it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, everyone gets their opinion.
Yeah.
And like when they were doing rebranding, it's like we want everyone to write like 10 words that they think about when they think about the company. And like that kind of thing, that it's like, oh, everyone does it because you all work here.
I mean, if there's only 11 or 12 of you,
It's easier.
it's
Yeah.
super easy. Like get your feedback in there,
Yeah.
let's pop in, and then
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think
Like,
that's,
we'll buy you a pizza.
dude, super down for
Like,
pizza.
we owned a
Always.
bar, so it was like all of our company parties are at the bar.
I love that shit. That's
Yeah.
the great thing about being in San Diego. When any like cafe, for the most part, when they do their Christmas party, it's most likely going to be at a brewery.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm super hyped every time.
Yeah, I mean, we were all like, everyone there was just very much on the same page, which was super nice. But it's
Good.
like, you're all very different people, but just getting on the same page because you care about what you're doing is like really a refreshing and amazing environment. And it's also not super commonplace all the time, unfortunately.
I mean, that is unfortunate for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely worked for some shitty companies, but you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Because then you end up at great ones, and all of those shitty companies helped pave the way to get to that great company. So
Yeah.
fuck it. You know,
And
whatever.
shitty jobs make you be like, oh, thank God I'm not at a shitty job.
Dude, that too. I mean, but then it's also the people that you're working with.
Yeah.
It's the environment. It's the community.
Yeah.
Dude, when the community comes in every day and they appreciate you, it's like, yo, son, all day.
Yeah.
Yo, Mike, how's
Good
Gabby over
regulars.
there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, all day. Like, yo, oh, sorry, I messed
Yeah,
up
shout
on
out
the
to
cortado.
my favorite regular ever, Dave, who loves cortados, and he makes caramels at Christmas, and they're amazing.
Oh, wow. East Coaster shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So what then brought you out here?
Before I answer that, I'm going to interrupt you real quick.
You need to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think?
South Park, North Park, like Normal Heights kind of areas, because I'm like, I want to be able to walk or ride my bike to a coffee shop, or a grocery store, liquor store, like all of the benefits of living in a city. And so that's why I settled like in Hillcrest, and it's like super close to everything.
Yeah.
Like I can get food, I can get, drinks, whatever.
For the record, you were the first guest, and I did say this right when you showed up. You're the first guest who showed up with your bike.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
See, that's the thing. I was like, when I was looking at it, like I looked at your address and I was like, okay, cool. It's like 2 miles. I can ride my bike. And then, of course, when I said to you when I arrived, I was like, I forgot how hilly San Diego is. But also, that's the thing. When I lived in Santa Cruz, it was like this too. If I don't have to drive my car, I'm not driving my car.
Yeah, no.
I'm parking it and I'm leaving it because it's beautiful outside and I can walk, I can ride my bike. I used to take public transit a lot in Santa Cruz, but like if I can ride my bike, that's what I'm doing. So I like don't drive my car for like weeks at a time if I can get away with it, because what's the point? Like it's super beautiful here. It's a very bike friendly city. For the most part, I did have someone pull out on me on the way here and she's like, sorry, but kept going. And I was like, why apologize if you're going to continue to cut me off? But it's like, there are bike lanes. It's beautiful weather. It's never bad,
Dude, it has been quite cold, I will say.
Oh my God.
I know, that sounds like the most Southern California
I've had so
shit
many
ever.
people be like, I can't believe you're not wearing a jacket. And I'm like, it's 50.
Dude, yeah, it's freezing. I literally, right now I'm wearing
you're wearing a vest,
and a hoodie.
a shirt, a hoodie, a vest, and pants, and I'm wearing a t-shirt.
Dude, yeah. I don't like the cold, and I'm from Northern California.
Yeah.
Where it is cold.
It does get chilly in the Bay Area. You get that misty, foggy ocean stuff. Dude. I mean, that's the funny thing, though. I'm in Hillcrest, and my partner's in OB, and I am, like, sweating my ass off in Hillcrest. I'm, like, wearing shorts and a T-shirt, and I go to OB, and I'm like, God damn it.
Dude, yeah.
It's misty and cold.
Yeah. You always got to have a hoodie there.
You got to have layers.
Yep.
But that's why I like San Diego, too, is that you get that. Like, I do miss or I haven't yet, but what I did miss in Santa Cruz was, like, the obvious change in seasons. And so not having that distinct autumn period, then winter, then spring. Here, I think the most change you get is, like, it's rainy in the winter, and then you get, like, cherry blossoms in the spring. Yeah.
Carlsbad flower fields. Go over there.
I did that with my boyfriend's parents were visiting, and we were like, okay, and his dad is a gardener, so we were like, okay, we're gonna do this. And then we thought it was like gonna be way less of a gift shop than it was. Very much a gift shop. The flower fields in Carlsbad.
What do you mean?
Like most of it is just like a gift shop.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Like,
is there an actual gift shop?
yeah, like 60% of it feels like gift shop. Like there's fields,
but
you have to walk through a bunch of like shit where you would buy stuff to get there.
Oh.
But once you get to the field, it's amazing.
It's like La Bufadora down in Ensenada. Have you ever been down there?
No, I've actually never been to Mexico.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta go.
I'm going to. We were gonna go, and then we're like pandemic. But we're planning on going. We were gonna go to actually down to Ensenada at some point, and then we're also gonna check out just like wherever, because we're like, oh, we'll hop in a car and just go.
Yeah. You should
But
definitely
yeah,
go.
no, I've never been
It's
to
an
Mexico.
hour and
I've
a
also
half.
never been to Canada.
I've never been to. Oh.
Yeah.
I was at Canada when I was like 6 months old, so I don't really know.
But also, I've only lived here for like a month and a half.
Dude, yeah.
So if I haven't been to Mexico yet, it's not that bad.
I will say, I think the third time I was in San Diego, I went to Mexico.
Yeah.
That was like, oh,
we were planning on it, and then we ended up going to Joshua Tree, because last year for my birthday, we're either going to go to Mexico, and then we're like, let's go to Joshua Tree.
You speak Spanish. Yeah,
I don't know.
No.
But I can read it a little bit. My boyfriend has like some conversational Spanish, but I can read it. I just need to, I'm really bad at conversational language. I can read most like Spanish and French, and like Italian, just because it's based on the languages I studied that are ancient. It's like all the same shit, but
there's definitely some similarities for sure with the Italian.
Yeah. I mean, they're all like Latin is the root of all of them, and so I'm like the same way. Like, it's like I can look at shit and be like, oh, that's the same thing. Like aqua and agua. You're like, okay, same shit. Like that's a very basic version of it. But it's like, yeah, I can like kind of figure things out. Like when I've been in Italy, I'm like, okay, that must mean staircase or elevator, because in Latin that means go down.
Okay.
You know, like stuff like that I'm like, I can navigate, survive. But it's not at all elegant and it's not conversational.
Interesting.
Yeah. I do need to learn. That's something that was a big, like in coffee. I was like, I need to get this done. I really need to learn Spanish, because I'm going to Honduras and stuff like every other year, and feel just like kind of like an ass, like not being able to fully converse with people.
I mean, I completely agree. That's why I started to learn Spanish, 100%, because they said, or I saw some statistic that said, like over half the world's coffee comes from Latin countries. So it's like you got to speak Spanish at some point. So I think we were talking about this. Like I literally did podcasts like English, and then I did Duolingo, and then I actually enrolled in a fucking college class.
So my boyfriend does Duolingo, and he was going to enroll in a class, but then was like, I need to like go in person. I can't do shit online right now. It's just like not how his brain works. And then I told him about that podcast that you recommended.
Yeah,
and was
Coffee
like,
Break
you
Spanish.
Should fucking take that. Yeah.
Dude,
it's like little 10-minute segments.
But I would listen to it.
I mean, you can stack.
Yeah, no, I would do 2 episodes for 4 hours
while you're in
day.
production.
Yeah,
you're like on a weigh-in fill.
Dude, because I got over listening to music, so I was like, I gotta make this, and I would just sit there and repeat.
Oh, I'm super into I'm so into podcasts. I mean, who isn't? But that's like what I listen to all the time, because I'm like, I gotta have something. Sometimes,
even if they're talking about bullshit, I just want to hear that person talk. Like today, I was listening to a podcast because it was 2 comedians that I like, and I was like, they're probably not going to talk about anything.
Yeah,
but it was just like they're talking about nonsense half the time. But it was like
And I think particularly like during the last year and a bit, it's like a lot of us have spent a lot of time alone. That it's a really nice connection, even if it's not someone who you're actually interacting with live in the room. You're like having this kind of like social experience listening to a podcaster.
I don't know. I don't even know if I actually felt that way. I think I felt maybe that way, but when I actually was doing a podcast. I actually did a couple of Caffeine and Greens via Zoom, which never again, but they were still good.
Yeah.
But because it was like for lack of options. But then my favorite podcast I did during the pandemic was my friends, or Ruben and fucking Nick. Nick called me one day. He's like, how do you start a podcast? And I was like, okay, this is what you're going to do. Blah, blah, blah.
Like, I still don't know how.
Yeah. It was like basic shit. And then he was like, I can do it through here. And he made his version of it. But they did like the quarantine calls. Mm-hmm. And dude, we did it. I don't remember when it was during the year, but it was like their 3rd episode or 4th episode or some shit like that. And I literally hadn't like really spoken or seen anybody. The only 2 people I saw was...
I forget how to interact.
Yeah, like I seen Ray and I seen my homegirl Leah. That was it. And so it was like down to 2 people, and I was like in my house for days at a time.
And you're like people who like I don't have to perform for, that I can like be 100% myself at. Yep. And you're like, oh God, I have to like present.
Dude, I wasn't smoking weed either. Like going into the pandemic, I wasn't smoking no weed. And like I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, and I was just editing. And then I get on this phone call, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna fucking get high with y'all and like turn up, and like it was like a 2-hour conversation, and then we ended up talking forever, and it was like, I'm just so happy to talk to you guys.
Yeah,
like that's all I needed to do.
Oh yeah, so I live alone now, and I lived alone. I've lived alone for years. I love living alone.
It's so nice.
It's just me and my cat.
Yep.
I love her.
Yep.
I love living alone.
Is it an old cat?
She's 10.
Yep.
So she's not old yet.
That's pretty
she's technically
like midlife.
A senior, but she's like 50 in human years, you know. She's got another 10 years in her. Fingers crossed. She's like the love of my life.
Dope.
But yeah, I mean, I've had her for 10 years and she's just my everything. But that sounds so lame, but she is. I'm like, God, I love her so much. We drove across the country together. It was great.
That's
I was
awesome.
so nervous.
Was she out of her cage?
No, because it's like dangerous. If I were to get in a car accident, like it would not be cool for her. But she had like a big crate and she was chilling. Yeah. And then like we'd stop and I'd like take her out and we'd hang out and whatever. sneak her into a hotel. She was really good at that. No meows going past reception. I was like, you're awesome. I totally didn't expect her to be so good.
She knew it was she knew the
yeah,
vibes.
she was like, I'm gonna be quiet. But yeah, and like I lived by myself, and during the pandemic it was just kind of like, okay, at the beginning, like shit's happening.
Yeah.
Guess we're just shutting down. Like my sister and my sister, my mom, my brother are like living close by, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to see, like, we don't know what's going on. We're like kind of seeing each other, but not really. And like my friends, Chris and Shelby, like seeing them, but like kind of not really. And like that, and like being very careful about our parents and everything. And then finally, once we sort of felt a little bit more comfortable figuring out what's up, they pretty much adopted me into their like situation. So it's like, oh, I'm living by myself. All my friends either have roommates or are in a couple with their person living with them. And so I kind of like joined a household, and like that was super important. But before that, I was like, it's been 4 months. And I'm like alone all the time, like totally. Other than seeing people like intermittently a little bit, but just being like super safe about everything. But it's just crazy because then you're like, I don't know how to like interact at all, and like this kind of thing. And even going out in public, that you're like, shit, how do I like go get food or go do this, go to a grocery store? I feel like anxiety just like heightens and that sort of thing. And even like something funny, like watching movies, I feel like I've been like, why aren't they wearing masks? And I'm like, oh, because the movie's from 1985. You know, like shit like that.
Dude, yeah. I mean, well, during the pandemic, I think I would go out in one day and I would basically shop for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, that's what I was doing. 'Cause, dude, I wouldn't even barely leave my room. Like I had a roommate downstairs. We had like this condo, like a 2-story condo. And one of the roommates moved out because he was convinced like the world was going to end.
Yeah.
He was like,
he's like, I don't want to die with you.
No, exactly. He was like, millions of people are going to die. He's like, I'm getting out of here. And all that shit. He's like, do you have a gun? I was like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, downstairs he has guns too. I was like, all right, dope. So we're good. And I was like, we both do jujitsu. So I was like, yo, this is kind of the wrong house to fuck with. So it's like, okay, he stayed down there.
It's an armored house.
Yeah, it's an armored house, and we'll fuck you up if you get close. So we had like a heavy bag in the in the living room. It was such a guy house. It was so crazy. There was no TV in the living room. It was just a heavy bag and a speed bag.
I just bought my first TV ever.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Because that shit is hard.
I mean, I've just never had a TV. I was just like, what's the point?
That's what I mean.
I still don't.
Like,
I don't have a
it's tough.
microwave. I don't have a toaster.
Whoa, the toaster! I would have to. I need to toast my egg McMuffin every morning.
I toast my bagels in
English
the
muffin.
oven in the broiler.
Oh, I mean, hey, I fuck with that though. When I didn't have a toaster, broil every day.
I haven't had a toaster in years.
Yo, I fuck with toasters though. I fuck with toasters.
I just have lived in places with smaller kitchens that I'm like, I need like certain stuff.
New
you
York,
know,
yo, that's New York in you.
and Rhode Island. It's just like my little places that I've lived. I'm like, meh, I don't have counter space. I don't need a toaster. You know, I do bake a lot though, so I'm like, I need my stand mixer. I need my shit like that.
I love baking.
Yeah.
I love baking pies.
Oh, I make more things like bread.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but pies are tough. Pie crust.
No, they're not.
Really?
Dude, contrary to popular belief,
I feel like I feel like pie crusts are very temperamental.
Nah, fuck with it. You just need to add the right bit of water. It's keeping the water cold.
What kind of pie?
Any pie.
What's your go-to?
I like apples, but I also like blueberry. I want to do ideally, I want to do like a blueberry crumb.
What about like strawberry rhubarb?
Dude, okay. So Leov, well, before I get into that, what I was gonna say about quarantine was that like, dude, with the quarantine, I just think in closing to that, like I definitely loved every part of quarantine now that I look back at it, because it was definitely a difficult part, but I loved being alone. That's what my point was. That
I'm very good at being alone.
I love being alone. I
said, I live alone. I've lived alone since I was 22, but before that I practically lived alone.
Dude.
Because I had a roommate who traveled a bunch. Todd, I love you. And like we just were ships in a night, and it's like I've been living alone for so long, and it's just,
dude, it's so much nicer.
Yeah.
Dude, Ray leaves at 5 every day.
That's the thing. If I have a roommate, the only roommate that I've had like amazing like compatibility with is my friend Todd, and we met on Craigslist. It was a Craigslist roommate situation in Santa Cruz, and we ended up being like, we're perfect for each other in this like roommate situation. We have the same glasses prescription. We didn't even know that. You know, we had a dog together, Apple. She's amazing. She's Chihuahua. I love her.
Oh wow.
She's very old, but like we just had these opposite schedules. So you're like, oh, and when we do see each other, we're super excited to have dinner and watch a movie and then like fuck off for a couple days and not see each other again.
Damn.
But however, now I'm like, I live alone. I live alone for a reason. I like to go hang out with people. I'm a very social person, but I like to be able to return to my spot.
Yeah. That
everything is the way I want it. I don't need to fuck with anyone or anything. It's all me.
Yeah, I like being alone. I think it's like very, it's almost like, what's the word I'm going to look for? I don't want to say like blasé, but like people are like, oh, you're alone. It's like, oh, well, like.
Oh, no, yeah. People are like, you go out to dinner by yourself?
Dude, all the time.
And I'm like, all the time.
Dude, it's so nice.
I'm like, I'm not alone. I'm with food.
Dude, I don't have to worry about nobody else. I don't have to plan the shit with them. Like
that's something. Yeah. So that's something I'll say. Like my mom taught me from like a very young age. Is like, do shit for yourself. Go to the movies by yourself. And like, it doesn't mean that you don't enjoy doing it with other people. It's like, go get food by yourself. Get yourself a coffee. Go experience stuff. Like go to a museum alone. And that's something that I definitely learned to do when I lived in New York and when I lived in Santa Cruz, that I was just like, I'm fucking doing stuff by myself. I used to go to the movie theater in Santa Cruz, the Nick, all the time by myself. One time I was the only person who showed up and I was late to a movie and I was like, have I missed it? And they're like, actually, we didn't start it because no one's here, so we'll start it for you. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Like
no, that's so sick.
It's like other people might be like, that's sad. I'm like, no, it's fucking awesome.
You know, the best stuff happens to you when you're by yourself. Like, because you're not worrying about anybody else. You're literally doing what you want to do. Perfect example. I walked up on this dude. It sounds really bad, but like as I'm about to tell you this, but like one of my favorite experiences on my entire life was like my first day getting off the night shift working at the JW Marriott in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
I was bombing this hill. My ass was filming through my phone, not paying attention to where the fuck I'm going. I'm going into oncoming traffic. I get out of the thing. I'm like, you fucking dumbass, get off your phone.
Mm-hmm.
I ollie up the curb. Boom. Pull back. Pop up my board. There's a dude smoking crack in the middle of this fucking like a little thing, and like it goes in, and
like a little alcove,
like a little alcove, I guess. Like, cause like he fucking goes in, and he's like, cause the wind is coming towards us, and he's just sitting there with like a pizzo piece, smoking crack, and I was just like, damn, it is 7:30 in the morning. Like, oh, all right. And I remember looking to the right, and then I remember like feeling like a wad of cash in my fucking pocket, and I was like, dude, I'm back home. Like, this is some Bay Area shit. Like, I haven't felt so Bay and so long. This is like the most Bay shit you could do. You got off work, you got a pocket full of money, you see somebody smoking crack, you almost got hit by a car. I'm home. Like, it's been a minute, but I'm home. And it was like I love that shit. Like,
yeah, I definitely like. I think that I love traveling alone, and like that's something I really I've done for so long, and I love my family so much, before I say this, but I was with my mom and my brother in Scotland the last time I was in Scotland prior to so it's like 2 years now because we haven't traveled in a bit. But like I was like about to flip out at all times. I was like, I can't do this. I have to deal with both of you, and like who wants to drive here or eat there and all this shit. And I'm like, I'm just so used to being alone that there was like times where I was like, I'm gonna go for a walk by myself, and my mom's like, I'll come with you, and I'm like, no, please don't.
Let me decompress.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta go hang out alone. And like I'm like, I love you, but I'm just so used to traveling by myself.
It's so nice because nobody to worry about.
Yeah.
You have like some sick ass stories that you could tell your homies about. Like, it's like, I did this. Like, what? Like, yeah, like I was just chilling.
Yeah, and there are people that are really good to travel with too. That like, again, my like friend Tess, who like is another reason I'm on the West Coast. She's someone that her and I are very similar. Like she likes her alone time too. So when we are together, or if I've been like, I visit, we would, when I was living on the East Coast, we'd visit each other at least twice a year. She'd come for Christmas and like winter time to Rhode Island, and I would come like 6 months later to LA. So it's like we'd do 6 months. And during that time, we're like, okay, I'm gonna go fuck off and like not see you for like 6 hours. Like, I don't need to hang out with you all the time. Like, I gotta have a minute. And like, even in like our apartments, it's like, you can hang out in that room, I'm gonna hang out in this room, like just need a minute. But like, she's someone who is just like, oh, I don't need to tell you that, and it's not going to be offensive that you're like, I need some alone time.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. And I also think like sometimes I'll go up to my best friend on the fucking planet, like I'll go up to the Bay Area to go visit him and his wife, and he has like 2 daughters. And I went through like something pretty traumatic during the pandemic, but while I was going through it, like I called him and I was like, hey, like I got a COVID test, I'm negative, like can I come and visit you guys? And I literally would like go. And it was just, I would drive up to Northern California, and I would like I remember it was during football season, and we just watched football all day, and I literally didn't even like move off the couch.
Don't need to talk.
And we just like they were doing their family thing, and I was like, yo, I just need to be there.
Just want to be around you.
And it was chill.
No, that's definitely, I think that's something that I have with a lot of my friends, and it's coming here that's something I've experienced with like my boyfriend's friends. Like, they're 2 of his best friends that he lives with, and I'm like, I don't need to hang out with you. I just love that you're watching Modern Family on the couch and I'm in the other room.
Dude, he always watches How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I never fucking watched that show unless I'm at his house.
Segel.
Dude, it's not even Jason Segel. It's that other dude, right? I was just talking about this the other day. Like, the dude with the brown hair, kind of like my fucking hair. Like, yeah, like this guy.
The main character?
The main character.
Yeah.
That's the dude, right?
I don't know the guy's like the actor's name, but his name is Ted in the show, I think.
That fucking, like, dude, I would literally sit there for hours with my best friend just watching the show. I'm like, dude, why do you watch this? He's like, why do you watch half the shit you watch? I was like, all right,
good
fair.
question.
Yeah.
You're like, it's basic entertainment.
Dude, but no, I watch some. I'm like
I love trash TV.
I love like Real Housewives of Orange County.
Oh my god. Okay. Not what I was expecting. No. You should watch Real Housewives of New Jersey because they're fucking insane.
Okay, I got this. I got this on lock. Okay.
They flip tables.
Orange County is like my heart. Like that's my show. But then I like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because like you got Lisa Vanderpump on there. Dude, it's so sick. And then I watch New York. Yo, New York is like mad raw. Love that. And then I watch Real Housewives of Atlanta because they're just like like hella like animated.
Oh man, me and my friend Tess, when I was driving back to. Oh, first of all, can you open this? Do you have an opener? Yeah. We were driving. So I've driven across the country. I don't know, a few times now, maybe 4 or 5 times. Like from coast to coast? Yeah, coast to coast. I've done a lot of other stuff in between, but coast to coast, it's been, it's been 4 times coast to coast. The first time was with my then boyfriend, Rhode Island to LA. And then on the way back, like 2 years later, was me and my friend Tess from LA to Rhode Island. And then last October, not this one that just happened, but the one before, was Rhode Island to San Diego with my boyfriend now. And then in February, I did Rhode Island to San Diego by myself with my cat, which was awesome. Except I was like on the ice storm was like on my tail the whole time. That was like in Texas. But anyway, like we were in Van Horn, Texas, me and my friend Tess, and we were staying in this shitty hotel.
Wait. The ice storm in Texas that was on your ass that just happened?
Yeah.
Dude, you're that fresh here?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been here for like a month and a minute. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God damn. Okay.
I arrived here, I think February 16th. And it's April 12th now.
Oh my God. You haven't even been here 2 months.
Yeah.
Shit. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very fresh here. And that's why I'm like, don't judge me for not going to Mexico.
That makes a lot more sense now.
Like, I've only been here for 5 minutes.
I know you said that, but like it didn't really register until you're just like, the ice storm was like.
Yeah, no, I was in Texas on my birthday. I was in Texas. I woke up the day after my birthday, and there was like ice everywhere. And the night before there hadn't been. So I had like one day that I was driving in it. Then there was snow in New Mexico the next day. But then after that, I was like, whatever. It's chilling. And when I was in New Mexico, the Airbnb I stayed at, she was wonderful. She was like, is it okay? Like, you can stay another night if you need to. Like, you don't have to pay if you don't want to drive in the snow. And I was like, I'm fine. I'm from Rhode Island. She's like, okay, cool. I'm from Michigan. That's fine.
Oh, so she was
she was like, I get you.
Yeah,
I just wanted to be nice to you. And I was like, okay, cool. Thank you. But no, I'm good. Like, I have a fucking shuffle in my car. I'm like, I've been coming from this. So, but yeah, no, it's fresh. Yeah.
That's wow.
No. But anyway, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Love and Hip Hop.
I haven't watched
I've only watched 2 episodes of it, and it was when I was in Van Horn, Texas with my friend Tess, and we were in a motel room, and that was like the only thing that was on. And we were like, this is pretty crazy. This is pretty insane.
I might have to check that one
I
out.
think it's pretty adjacent to like Real Housewives.
Dude, I don't know. The Real Housewives.
I've only watched New Jersey for Real Housewives.
Oh, dude. New York is so good.
Maybe it's New York.
So
I don't know if it's New York or New Jersey, if they're separate.
Okay,
because I was going to say New Jersey is fucking out of control, and I love it because there is an episode where someone flips a table physically, takes a table, throws it over.
Dude, when I lived in France, I went to an international school when I lived in France, and I had 2 kids.
How old were you?
I was 17.
Oh, okay, cool. Where in France?
Aix-en-Provence.
South?
South.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lavender.
It's like Marseille.
Yeah.
And then Marseille south.
Yeah, there's lots of lavender in Provence.
Lavender? Like, actual lavender?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, lots of lavender fields. That's where like a large quantity of lavender farming is.
It was destined. I'm fucking telling you. Coffee for day one. But, no, yeah, I lived there. And then in this school that I was in, there was a kid from Scotland to my right, and there was a kid from France. There was only me and those guys. I ended up telling this teacher to fuck off, essentially. And I flipped over my desk because he called me a stupid American.
Oh, yeah, that's not a very
pissed.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, son.
As a teacher, yeah.
But
I can't say that's very nice as a teacher.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
I get getting frustrated. I've had my fair share of frustrating experiences as a coffee educator, especially like if we're going to get back to coffee, like as a woman. And I was going to ask you, how many women have you had on the podcast in like coffee?
Dude. Okay, that totally changed.
Yeah. You're like, yeah.
I was like,
and coffee. Oh, shit. Yeah. Because it's super masculine. Like everyone I've met in San Diego, you mentioned that a roaster, someone, or a director of coffee, I think at Lofty, you said is a woman. And I got really amped.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
she's a G.
I was like, I want to know her.
Dude, no.
You know,
I could definitely
just
make
because
that intro.
other than that, I've been following a lot of people, and it's not just San Diego. Like I'm not trying to shit on San Diego coffee at all, but in general, like it's not news to be like there's so many men in coffee. There aren't that many women.
Well, why?
But there are, exactly. But it's just there aren't women in the position, like, you know.
Well, yeah, you're not shitting on San Diego. I think it's like there needs to be more women who want to take those positions. I mean, like maybe
there are women who want to take those positions. People just don't hire them.
I haven't heard about them, but like maybe that's because like I don't know. But like at the same time, like most of Caffeine and Green is women based. Like
so that's the thing. I like. Again, I'm not like being like, how many women have you had?
No.
I'm more like, how many women? Because do you have their names? Can I know them?
Yeah, no, 100%. Siri Simran is 100% the first person you've
also,
definitely...
that's an amazing name.
Dude, her name is fucking awesome. Her story is amazing.
I don't know who you are, but you're cool.
Dude. Leov Clockley. She's the manager of 7 C's. Mm-hmm. She also is one of the sponsored athletes for Caffeine and Green.
Is she the fighter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Fighter and coffee girl.
I looked at your.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know she was in coffee too. That's cool.
Yeah.
I just knew that she was with Caffeine and Green for like I saw your Instagram and I was like, oh shit, she's badass.
Yeah. No, she's super badass. She fights, but she also like. I was there when she got hired, and like basically this guy Josh, who was the barista at 7 C's, like the head barista, and then there was myself as the roaster. Mm-hmm. We taught her together like what she knows about baristing. Josh taught her everything she knows.
Yeah.
And then anything in terms of cupping or education, I taught her.
Yeah.
And now she runs that cafe on her own. Yeah. Fucking kills it. She's an amazing barista. when I started at Steel Mill, even like when I did the espresso blend, I was like, yo, this isn't like, I can't put this out until I know you've tasted it.
Yeah.
Because dude,
you're someone whose palate I'm into. Like, I know
Well,
we're
it's
on
not
the same
even
page.
that.
And also, you'll be honest.
Well, is that like, I know she'll be honest because she told me my fucking coffee sucked one time, which like was a whole thing.
Which also you're like, I hate. Thank you.
But exactly, that's exactly what it
You're
is.
like, I don't
right
want to
there.
be bad, but also thank you for not letting me fucking go
Suck.
forward.
Exactly. But it's
Thinking
like
it's okay.
because I don't know if you've ever been to Seven Seas, but like the
I
roaster.
haven't. No, I've seen them at a farmer's market, and that's it.
Okay.
I was gonna get it, and then they were like, it was during the pandemic, so like we only have whole things of cold brew, and I was like, I can't drink that much cold brew.
Yeah. No.
I was visiting too. I was like, I can't take a growler.
No, they fucking they have like a roaster that's literally right next to the barista or the espresso machine. So
Oh, that's interesting.
when Leov, she would stand there, or like even Josh, like they would stand basically either right behind me or right to the side of me, and we would just be talking like all day, like over the roaster, just like boom, boom, boom.
So that's like what it's again, like I said, when I used to hover over like Brendan and Justin at the roastery and at New Harvest, like my office was, 15 feet away, and I'd need to go ask our director of operations also roasted. I'm like, I need to go ask you a question, but also I'm just gonna like watch you,
hang out, but,
ask you what you're doing.
dude. It's the best, and it's like
You're like, why'd you drop it then?
Yeah, exactly. Or just talk about like even like nuances or flavor notes or why you did what you did when you did it.
Yeah.
So
I think we talked about like my experience with roasters, like is mainly with this company, and then with a few other roasters, like Justin Ennis of Bolt Coffee is amazing, and he's great, and I love him. But like all the roasters I know also take handwritten notes, because they're just like they like along with roast log or whatever you're using, they also handwrite when they drop and things like that. And you said you're like, yeah, I sound like a crazy person in my journal, because yeah,
like I'm showing her my notebook right now.
yeah.
But like, yeah, no, I have all my shit, and then I do all my to-do lists, everything on
Yeah,
here.
it's like get milk, dropped it,
Dude, yeah.
1312.
67.25 pounds of Sumatra, and then also at the same time, oh, you got to go to the gym. But like something like that. Like, I don't know. I'm not able to do these things unless the people that I know and I trust, whether it's their palate or whatever. Even like, okay, perfect example. When I make the cold brew, I make cold brew of the Issa blend, Leov hates my Issa blend. She does. She's told me. And I was like, okay. But like my other coffees, she'll try it and she's like, I love your coffees.
Yeah.
And then, but like the Issa blend is also my highest selling coffee. And she's like,
Well, that's the thing. It's
she
like
hates it and everybody else loves it.
yeah.
But I had her try my cold brew and I was like, I can't give this cold brew out until you try it. And she came over and she tried it and she's like,
fine.
I don't like it. And she's like,
but you can not like something and still
but
okay
she understands it. And she's like, no, this is, it's good for what it is.
Yeah.
But she's like, I just don't like it.
Again, like when I would cup all those dark roasts, I'd be like, I'm dying inside. And our DO, Justin, would be like, sometimes I'd be like, do I have to? And he's like, no, it's fine. I'll do it. Like, we'll do it. You don't have to. But it's like that kind of thing that I'm like, I don't know. I just like, I don't like it. But I can also be like, it's good.
Well, it becomes objective, right?
It's not what I like, but that doesn't mean it's not what someone else likes.
But have you ever had a coffee that you tried that you hated from the start, and then maybe after a year, and this is like what time? A year, 2 years? You start
not
drinking
even
it?
that, like months. Like
Okay.
I'm like, there's stuff that I don't like cold brew. I don't like it. I won't drink it unless I have to.
Unless you have to, yeah.
I always am like, do you just have iced coffee, please? Like I love flash brew.
Like
it's
an
just,
Americano with ice.
no,
or
not
something?
even like that's totally different for me. Just like a flash brew, like iced coffee, hot coffee brewed over ice at the right consistency or like concentration, whatever. But I'll drink cold brew if that's what they have. I'm like, I'm not gonna poo poo any of that. Like I'll drink any coffee for the most part.
Yeah.
Except like bullet coffee. Get that away from me.
With the coconut.
Yeah,
like, fat,
all that shit.
What is it? What is it?
It's like with butter in it. Essentially, it's just coffee with butter in it. And it's like, just if you really want your coffee with butter, just buy from a local roastery, get some good ass butter, and put it in there.
I mean, like, it's like a dietary thing.
It's just a
right?
protein. It's like a protein shake. You're like, oh, I'm buying it because branding told me to. I'm sure like people are like yelling right now. But, it's it's just like that kind of thing. I'm like, if you like there's something for everyone, and just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's bad.
No, like that. Have you had the chagachinos yet? Like the mushroom coffee?
Oh, I've seen it, but no, I
Yeah,
haven't.
it's so fire. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I love that shit with some
Well,
almond
that's
milk
super
and an espresso
earthy.
shot.
Yeah. And so here's another thing that you're saying, that you're like, I need someone to taste this that I trust. Have you done like a palate, like a scent, like a bitter test before?
For myself?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
What
so
is
like
that?
we should do this sometime.
I'm down.
I have them at my house, like bitter taste strips. They're essentially like a pH strip, essentially, that you put on your tongue, and it registers how, like, if you can taste bitter and how much you can. So like you're drinking a pale ale. It's got some bitterness in it. You don't mind it.
Nah, it tastes bomb to me.
Yeah. So do you like arugula? Do you
I
like bitter greens? So you're probably pretty bitter tolerant, but a lot of people aren't. And so essentially it just looks like a little, like if you're testing water for pH or whatever, like water test kits, or like even like a pool for chlorine, like those little like tiny strips. Yeah. You put it on your tongue, and it's going to taste a certain way for you. So like the best sort of example I have is the first time I took it was at our roastery, and the owners have teenage daughters. And we all took it together because like they worked our farmers market stand, and like I like watched them grow up, and they're wonderful and like give me so much attitude. Like intimidated by them. I'm like, teenage girls are scary. But I took the test, and I'm pretty much bitter blind. Whoa. So like I don't really taste bitter. And then Franny, who was 15 at the time, put the bitter strip on her mouth, and she like almost threw up. And so it's like, it's the same strip and you're tasting it, but it's just what your palate tastes. And so I can register, I'm like, this kind of tastes kind of, like it tastes bitter, but I'm fine. And she's like gonna vomit. And so essentially whenever I was making different syrups or whatever for the cafe, and for like the newest cafe I've worked with, at Bywater, the bake shop at Bywater, I'm like, tasting syrups with my friend Andrew Keentz made all of the in-house syrups, and he's a cocktail person, wine person, and he made all these syrups, and I'm tasting it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's great, and everyone's like, this is bitter as fuck, like you need to, and like I'm like, no, it's not, it's perfect, it's super sweet, it's wonderful. And I totally forgot that I was bitter blind, and my friend Shelby, who's the manager, is like, remember, you're bitter blind, like every other human on earth thinks this is bitter. So it's like registering your taste. So you're like, oh, I need to check in with other people, because I might be tasting my coffee, this huge tangent that I've gone on, that you're like, I might be tasting my coffee and I'm so used to it and I'm into it. And then your friend is like, hey,
yeah, well,
like, I don't love it, but it's good. Or she could be like, I don't love it, I think that you need to XYZ.
Well, no, that's the thing, is like, it's mainly just based on taste, because at that point it's like, honestly, it was because she said that like I started to do more complex coffees, because she was like, not that my coffee specifically was tasting the same. It was the coffees that we were offering. It was like, okay, well, there's only a couple ways of roast these coffees specifically. Like, we've tried them at every
certain coffees
increment.
require certain profiles.
Well, it's not even that. It was just like, we've done these in increments. You've all tasted them. I've let you all taste them. We have to switch up regions if we're going to switch up taste profile. Yeah. And so it became that. And
is a blend like actually a blend of different coffees, or is it a blend of roast?
It's a blend. Is the only blend I have.
Okay.
And then everything else I do is usually single origin. So I've done, I think, 6 different coffees now. Guatemala, Mexico, Tanzania, Colombia, Brazil, Sumatra.
Oh, cool. So other than Tanzania and Sumatra, it's all central.
Mexico,
or central and south.
Mexico and Guatemala. Yeah, I would definitely say yeah. Because also I think that's a big part. Like, I definitely I know I don't look Mexican at all, but like, and I don't like speak the language perfectly or complex at all, but I can definitely get away with, like, you know, if I'm in Mexico or Spain, I can be okay by myself speaking Spanish. I would definitely say
I mean, you grew up in your family.
Yeah, my family. Exactly.
It's the same way that like it's totally different because it's like, yeah, I came from one like super white country to another super white country, but like my mom is Scottish, my dad's Welsh. We eat different things. It's slightly different. It's not totally different, but like enough that my boyfriend and other people are like, I can't believe you eat that, and I'm like, I love it.
Dude,
know.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but it's like your family, your mom, your dad, whatever, your household that you grew up in. Your dad is Mexican, like,
oh, dude, yeah,
it's gonna influence you even if you didn't grow up there.
Well, that's the thing is like
you had a little segment.
Yeah, I mean, like the sugar skull and everything that I have like on my coffee cups. It's like, yo, I love being Mexican. I love that shit. Mexican American all day. Like, what's popping? But you know,
I mean, when are you gonna get some Pawtucket shit on your mugs?
I want to go to Pawtucket. I said this earlier in the podcast. Like, I want to go and check that shit out. We'll see what's really popping out there. I think it'd be really cool if I could find out where my grandma's from. I'd be like,
yeah, Pawtucket's good shit. Borealis Coffee, out of Riverside, just opened up their roastery maybe 9 months ago. They're good friends of mine in Pawtucket also. So there's another roastery. There's actually a couple roasteries. Down East is in Pawtucket too. I don't know them too well, but of the Rhode Island roasters.
I'm going to Rhode Island. I'm going.
Also, everything is like, super close.
So what are you doing now that you're in SD? You've been here for 2 months. What do you think is in like the future? I mean, before the podcast, you were saying like, yo, I've been stalking you guys on Instagram for like a month.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, well, is this kind of like unreal now? Like the people that you've been checking out on Instagram, now you're here. Like, dude, if you knew Caffeine and Green, like, yo, you knew the podcast, and it's like you're on the podcast right now at my house.
Yeah, I mean, what it's been is kind of like, I think the biggest difference is that I came from a world where I knew pretty much, most roasters, most baristas, most cafes, like everything, to being like somewhat anonymous. And it is this kind of thing where I'm like, oh, I have to like even something that you said when we first spoke on the phone, you're like, I'm really interested to see like if this person is a coffee influencer, like quote unquote, or like actually a coffee person.
Yeah.
And like that kind of distinction. So it's like, excuse me, but like that kind of thing of being like, oh, I have to like weirdly prove my knowledge and that sort of experience. Whereas like coming from, well, not weirdly, but like coming from a place where I'm like, oh, people know what I do and where I'm coming from, the same way that you're like, oh, I could go, like, we got coffee the other day and you knew the barista. And you're like, and they're like, how's 7Cs? And you're like, I don't work there anymore. And like, that was my life. And now it's kind of like, oh, I'm getting to know people. And so right now I'm doing consulting. And that's what I was doing in Rhode Island for the past year, is consulting and freelance. So whether it's like you're opening up a cafe and you need someone to essentially be a manager and like open your cafe like an owner would or a manager would, and do like equipment placing, build out like coffee selection, menu building, like literally everything start to finish, and then find you staff to start it, and like place a manager or hire people. Like I feel like here it might be a bit different, that it's like, oh, I'll help you with the hiring process. But that kind of thing is like what I'm looking at, because I'm like, I don't want to own a roastery. I don't want to own a cafe. I want to like open them and then leave and like
out.
and like have the benefit of doing that. And that's something that's super interesting to me, is that like that consulting is that I get to work with people I like. I get to, we're working together now that I'm like, I wanted to work with a local roastery, and that's something that, talking to my client, I'm like, I want to bring in a local roaster. What's the point of just like sending anonymous beans to people if they're going to take a class, when we could grab some coffee and be like, let's talk about it. You should buy from this roaster. This is why local roasters are the best. This is why, like, there's not going to be local to them, but it's like small businesses support, the entire coffee chain. And like, let's talk about that education of why you should buy coffee, where you should buy it from, who you should buy it from, and why that's important. Is super important to me. So working as a consultant and a freelancer, I really love being able to choose who I work with and why I'm working with them. And, obviously it comes with the whole like insecurity thing that you're just kind of like, oh shit, like I don't have a paycheck every day or every week, you know, whatever.
It's not
like,
even insecurity though. That's your hustle. Yeah. That's the hustle right there. Because now you got to eat. Like how you going to eat?
But I've been doing that for like, you know, it's like, that's the thing. It's like, it is tough. And like, as a woman, it's definitely tough that like, even when I worked with a company, I would get shut down all the time because I'm a woman. And like, I'm still not like the most, you know, disenfranchised person in the coffee industry. I'm a white woman, but like for my age and my sex, I got a lot of discrimination. I would have people say that they don't want to work with me. I've had like
What?
people, yeah. I've
Weird.
literally had people say that they don't want to work with me because I didn't go on a date with them.
Oh,
I've had people
come on now.
literally, I did trainings and then what the owner was like, I want to spend some alone time with you. And I said no. And then he told the owner of my company that he didn't want to work with me anymore and he needed to make it right. And the owner of my company was like, yeah, go fuck yourself. Which I was like, awesome. So glad I worked there because he had my back. And he was like, were they really awful to you? And I was like, yeah, this is what happened. He was like, that's awful. And like had my back. And that's happened more than once, you know?
Dude, that's so gnarly.
And like having, yeah, like it's not out of the blue. Like that's happened to me like on a number of occasions that I've had people that I'm teaching either not listen to me, talk over me, do stuff like that they're just like, oh, my voice is louder than yours because I'm a 55-year-old man and I own a company. And I'm like, why are you here? Why did you come to this class?
Yeah, you signed up for it, bro.
Yeah,
Chill out.
you drove here. Like you walked in the door, you signed up for it, and you're not listening to me. And at first that was really tough because I started training when I was 22 years old.
Yeah.
And like I wear like when I'm at a roastery, I'm like, I wear jeans and a t-shirt. I don't wear makeup and I wear a baseball hat. Like,
whatever.
You know, and it's like, I'm not like dressing up. I'm not doing this. It's like, I'm working in an industrial setting. I'm working with machinery. I'm working with equipment. Like I would do some tech work, like working with stuff like that. I've gone to cafes and they're like, oh, do you have like another tech? And I'm like, no, I'm coming. I'm the tech.
I'm the tech.
And they're like, oh, there's not someone else. And I'm like, no, it's me. It's me. Sorry. But, you know, and that kind of thing. And I've had people just talk over me. And it at first it was really nerve wracking. But other times, like later on, once I started feeling a little bit more confident with myself and kind of being like, oh, it's not me, it's them.
Yeah.
That I just sort of like learned how to deal with it. That I just be like, I'm just not going to talk and I'll stare at you. And then they get really uncomfortable and they're like, oh shit,
like, yeah,
I'm
are
being
you
rude.
done?
And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're being rude.
Are you done?
But yeah, no, there are so many times that there have been instances where like that's happened, that it's like, oh, people have made complaints about me and my teaching style or my sales style because I've turned them down for dates. And it sucks. And like there have definitely been times where it's like I've had people just be like not take me seriously because of whatever their expectation of someone is. They're like, if I want someone to come in and do something with like, you know, my restaurant, I expect them to be XYZ, and I don't present that way. And it's tough, but I think that it's been like I was in a company that gave me a lot of support emotionally, physically, morally, everything, that I kind of figured out how to deal with it. But so it's like I feel equipped to deal with it now. And it's also really nice as a consultant and as a freelance person to be like, if you're going to give me that attitude, I'm walking away.
Yeah. Well, fuck it.
Like, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't have to work with you.
Deuces.
I don't have to pay you for your coffee if you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's probably like one of the bigger things. It's both a huge like obstacle working, and that's something that I've talked with a few people. A friend of mine, Ariel Gordon, she is also trying to do freelance and stuff in Chicago, or not trying, and she's mentioned that too, that it's like this kind of thing where you're like, oh, I'm trying to like prove to people that I'm like
Legit.
good. Yeah, what I do. Whereas it's like, at what point is it becoming kind of redundant and kind of like obscene that you're like proving so much when it's just like, just give me a fucking chance.
Dude, I mean, yeah. I mean, I couldn't agree more. I mean, dude, I didn't know you were here for 2 months, and it's just like, oh, another new person that I haven't met yet. You're in coffee. You know what the fuck you're talking about.
No,
let's
no
get
slight on
there.
you that it's just like it.
No,
and, like,
I don't think it is at all.
Yeah.
I'm saying like in general, like I agree. Like
I mean, I thought it was funny. You were like, "Oh, I just like wanted to talk to you," and I'm like, "Yeah, totally." Like that's how I feel that I'm, and something that we talked about the other day at coffee. You're like, "I love not knowing things,
dude, 100%. Dude.
I love not knowing
I
things.
don't know
So
so
cool.
much, and I just like, yo, if you can teach me something, I'm fucking so down. I'm
Yeah.
always asking questions. Please let me know because I don't know.
And that's the thing that I'm like, that's when I know you're an asshole, is if like you don't know something and you get really upset and angry with me and like start talking down to me about it, then I'm like, what? I'm sure you know stuff that I don't know.
Well, I actually got told by my homegirl Anna the other day. She was like, "Do you know what mansplaining is?" I was like, "No, what's that?" And then she told me, she's like, we should Urban Dictionary it so we can get actually like a definition on it. And I looked it up. I was like, oh. And then she would like explain it to me, and I was like, I've never heard of that. Because like when I talk to people, especially if I'm talking to women, because like, yo, like I tell this, and my mom knows, like ad nauseum I say this, but it's like my mom raised me, like, and all, no hate to my dad, but my mom raised me. And I don't know. My mom was always just like, you got to listen. You got to do this. You got to do that. Da, 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 da.
Have empathy.
Dude, I didn't have empathy for a really long time, surprisingly. But I would listen. And as I've gotten older, I've definitely like, like I would way rather listen than react.
Yeah.
And then once I actually hear what you have to say, and if I can like try to rationalize it in my head, then I, for the most part, will be like, we can find some common ground somewhere.
Yeah. There's a difference between responding and reacting.
Exactly.
Like having a minute to think, respond, versus just reacting. And it's like, yeah, that's hard. It's a skill. But at the same time, like it gets to a point where I'm like, you're 30 years older than me and you're getting angry at me at a class that you came to,
That's
that you signed up for, and you're just mad because a 22-year-old woman is telling you that you're making bad coffee because you don't clean your grinder or your machine.
Well,
like,
yeah, duh. Like, come on, son. Like,
it's like your machine is literally screaming for help.
Like, you just need to improve.
There's 7 layers of milk on it. Like, it's not me being mean.
That's the other thing too, is like you know, you just have to fuck, dude, I don't know. Like, you have to support everybody the same. Doesn't matter about sex, in my opinion. Like, the company was started, we were talking about this, like the company was started with the athletes only being women. Most of my models are women, and then like the people running the company behind myself is my mother, who does all the video, like, or the photo editing, because she's a professional photographer, and then my homegirl Diana does all my marketing, and she has a team of people with her, and it's like, dude, to not say that I appreciate women, or not to like be like, yo, like to have more women professionals on the show, it's like, no, dude, you're doing a disservice. And that's not trying to be like on one side or the other, like trying to like what do they say that, like, you're,
it's like, I'm doing this because I'm doing it because like look, I know them.
Yeah, what the fuck, what do they call that term?
It's like showboating, but I don't.
And it's like, it's not trying to be like that. It's like literally like,
that's like, I hate women, but I have them on my show.
No,
like, no.
It's like, I appreciate it because like, yo, I was raised by my mother. My mother's like my best friend. She's fucking rad. She's crazy.
Yeah.
And she's drives me nuts, but I love her so much because at the same time, like, sometimes I'll call my mom and be like, Ma, I just need you to be my mom right now. And she's like, okay. And that means we're not talking about work. And
she's like, I'm turning on mom mode.
Yeah. And I was like, I need to talk, you know, or something like that. And that's what it is. And so I think that's great that I'm able to do that for you, because I've never thought about it that way, to be honest.
Yeah. No. And that's the thing though, is that like, I think that there are, and that's something I do want to say, is that like, I am still like, I'm a cis woman, like white woman, and there are so many people who are trans and queer and people of color, like indigenous people, in coffee that get fucked over all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's still like a growing thing to talk about it. And like, do you know Glitter Cat Barista?
No.
So they're an awesome organization, and they like pretty much do like fundraising and resource raising for people who don't have the resources, who are like like I don't have like a statement ready, but like they pretty much are just like raising resources for people who don't fit like the cis white male like coffee profile. And it's an awesome organization, but like that's not super widespread. And there's just so much of that you're like, oh, like I feel like I'm having to like prove myself like an extra layer, that I'm not just like a chick doing whatever. And
do you get offended by that, by the way? Sorry.
What?
The chick thing? Sorry. I just
oh no, I
chick.
say that too.
Okay. Sorry,
no, that was, I didn't even realize that you say chick. I'm
No,
like,
okay,
I say
okay,
chick, and
okay.
like I feel like I'm like, oh, am I being offensive to
No,
people? But I say chick too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, that it's like, I don't think that, like, again, like I'm lucky enough that I have had the companies that I've worked for have been really, really fucking good to me. That when I have had people complain and be like, I don't want to work with her, the owner, who is the two owners, are, it's a couple who are man and woman, and they've both been like, fuck off. You know, like, we love her, she's great, she told us what happened, like, we believe her, not you, we don't need to sell you coffee. Like, we'll take back our equipment, thank you. And like, that's awesome. And it's only happened twice, and like where it's gotten to that level. But like, that's the thing, that it's like, oh, I've been supported and it's been awesome.
Good.
And like, it sucks that I experienced it, but it's like, yeah, I've had really amazing people, whereas there are so many people who don't have that backing. And I feel like now that I'm doing consulting by myself, having had that backing, I'm like, I have no tolerance for that. So like, if I were to like be working with someone and they like, I can't even think of like a scenario, but like something were to happen, I'd just be like, yeah, I don't have to work with you. Like, bye. It's fine. And like, that's the most amazing thing, that I'm like, all the like worry and concern that you have of running your own business, that you're like, oh fuck, I'm totally responsible. Healthcare, you know, shit like that I'm like, whatever. The huge benefit is being totally in control of your own situation, that you're like, I don't have to work with people who don't value me.
Yeah,
whether like from whatever perspective, like that's something you can experience too. It's not like just for a certain group of people that you're like, you don't respect me, then why would I work with you?
And that's 100%. I mean, to be honest, like I'm not like I guess I'm like half in, half out, like, right? Like I'm a millennial, like technically, I guess. But like the whole cis and like trans and all these things, like I grew up in the Bay Area. Like a lot of my friends were gay growing up. Like other thing, I was exposed. Like, dude, one of my teachers was trans. Like, legit got the operation, everything. Like I was exposed to that from a super young age. So to me, it never like was just like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, you're you. Like, but that was, I had somebody explain to me once, because my homegirl Sophia, she was working in production at Zoom Bar, and she was trying to say like non-binary, binary. I was like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't understand what you're saying to me, because like I don't understand this. I don't understand. And I was just being upfront with her. I was like, yo, I don't understand. And she was like, okay, this is what it is. And she explained everything to me, and I was like, okay. I was like, but look, this is where I'm coming from. I was like, whatever you want me to call you, whatever you feel you are, whatever label you want to put on it. I was like, yo, I like you. Yeah. I think you're a fucking dope ass person. You tell me what you want me to call you. That's what's popping. I don't care. Yeah. And I was like, and I my whole thing is like, yo, I grew up in the Bay. Like I grew up around gay people. I grew up around trans people. Yeah, like, this is what it is.
That's
so, like,
how I grew up too. Like I remember my mom telling me, just being like, this is like, anyone can be anything and it's fine, and like, don't worry about it.
I don't need to call you a label. Like, I like you. Yeah. You are fucking you, and that's it. Yeah. I like who you are. I like your vibe. Whatever you're on, fuck it. I don't care. Like,
unfortunately,
I
so many
that.
people aren't like that.
And
though.
that's what my homegirl Sophia said to me. She's like, Kano,
it's not you. It's everyone else.
Because I was like, I don't want to call you these things. Like, just let me call you your fucking name. And like, I like you. You're cool. Can we be friends? Yeah. But she's like, no, not everybody's like that. I was like, I feel you, but like, hey, when we're fucking with each other, like, yo, come on, that's it. Like, just like call you. Like,
I think that it's just like, you need to like, whatever someone asks for, respect that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if you have trouble with it, like if you're someone who like, you know, sort of defaults to saying like whatever pronoun or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like, just correct yourself. Be
Try, and that's fine,
open
yeah.
and be like trying. And like, I can't speak for people, but like, that's what I've been told from my friends and that sort of thing, that it's like, try as you may, do your best, and you will learn. It's the same way as like riding a bike. You're not good at it at first. You're going to be fine. Ride the bike. But there are so many people who don't even give a shit and don't try. And I think that a lot of it is like older dudes, like old restaurateurs who are super, you know, set in their ways, and it's a bummer. And it's just kind of like, well, you know what? One thing that I can hope for about coffee is that like the thing that there are so many small roasters now is that it's like, cool. Hopefully these are all people who have been baristas, have been shit on, who have been whatever, and they're opening companies that they can create little families and have like amazing workforces where you're like, again, like horizontal leadership, doing shit where everyone is respected, is, you know, everyone has their own niche of being really good at something, and you're amped about that you're like, oh, so cool, like teach me about this thing that you like. We can't all be amazing at everything. You study that, you study this, you study that, and then I'll do this, and then we'll all fucking come together.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
It's like, again, like, I'm not a roaster. Working with roasters, I'm like, teach me everything you can. It's so cool. I love it. Meanwhile, I'm in a cup, like, you're not a trainer. You hate when there are classes around because you're like, I just need to be with the roaster. Like, I don't want to talk to people. And I'm like, I can talk to people. You know, I can explain roasting the way that you don't want to.
That's
and like,
so weird to me that
like
roasters are like that, though. Like,
no, I think that it's more like, I mean, I think that with you, it's like you're doing a little bit of everything. But it's like, if you have a certain personality, you're like, I'm a roaster and I just want to roast. Or, you know, I'm a production manager and I just want to work with coffee and like work with blends and quality control. Like, I don't want to do sales.
Oh yeah, no, sales is
you
never
know?
fun.
And so it's like, well, I like sales.
I mean, like, I did sales and PR marketing for like 5 years. I fucking hated it.
So I was always like, I'm never doing sales. I fucking hate it. I hate the idea of like having to like, you know, like ham it up for people. And my friend Andrea is always like, I'm gonna get you into sales. You're gonna do sales. And then before I knew it, she's like, so what are you doing? And I was like, fuck, I'm doing sales. Like, you know, like education and quality control. And you're just like, God damn it. Yeah. I'm like, I just like to talk about coffee. And if I work for a company or I'm selling a coffee or whatever that I like, it just comes naturally. You're like, this is fucking cool. I want to talk about it. It's hard to sell something that you don't like. But if you're like,
well, when you actually like it, you're not actually selling it because you're really just spitting facts at that point.
I mean, like, everyone in my regular life gets really tired of me talking about coffee. So I'm like, oh, finally, an audience that I'm getting paid to talk to.
Dude, I mean, fucking A. I mean, it's a small niche, but when you find the people that can fuck with it as much as it is, whether it's like you're putting cream in it or not, like black or all
I don't give a shit.
like,
If like, you're enjoying it, if we're selling all the coffee, if we can sell the whole mountain, let's sell the whole mountain.
Fucking sell it all. I don't give a fuck. Like, yo, let's go in. Like, 100%. But Sophie, we've done 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Chat.
Dude. Let's wrap this up.
Yes.
So, just in closing, I mean, dude, welcome to San Diego. You literally, I think, just what do you want to happen next? What do you want for yourself and like into being the newest member in the San Diego coffee community?
Well, that's exactly it. I want to be in the coffee community. Okay. I want to, you know, get to know, like, you're hosting this podcast, talking to mostly local people, I assume.
Yeah, definitely local, but I mean, it's
local to some degree. I mean, local in California.
For coffee, it's definitely San Diego, but like if we're going outside of anything else that I talk about, it's like LA, New York, all that stuff.
But I mean, I'd still consider like, San Diego has its own coffee community and so does LA, but like there has to be some kind of overlap that I'm like, I have, you know, one of my friends who works for La Marzocco is in LA and like I've been touching base with him and talking to folks in LA and that kind of thing, that it's like I just want to get to know the coffee community And like he does like the Josh does the like a lot of event stuff for La Marzocco. So like his coffee community is like the whole fucking nation. He like knows everyone everywhere. And so it's super like I love that aspect. I'm like I want to know the roasters, I want to know the baristas, I want to like just meet people and that sort of thing, and then help where I can. And like both in a way that I'm like, yeah, obviously I want to get jobs, but I also want to learn stuff and I want to create projects because I love the people telling me what they want and then bringing that to fruition.
Yeah,
that someone's like,
dope.
Like my friend Katie who owns Bywater, that she's like, I want a coffee shop and like you're the person I know who knows the most about coffee. And like we're neighbors and we've worked together before, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Sick.
And like we are both on the same page, like her and I have similar taste, and like I opened this coffee shop for her and she's like, this is fucking rad, I love it. And I'm like,
Yes.
Great, I did what you wanted and it made me happy, it made you happy. It's helping me make a living that I can actually eat and exist. Like
Yep.
That's also a great benefit. But that's the thing, it's like doing consulting, freelancing, like I want to do shit that people are amped about and are satisfied with, and I just love doing that kind of like project start to finish, getting that satisfaction, helping people who don't know how to get what they want get that. It's just super exciting for me being able to do that, and that's what I want in like San Diego. I just want to meet all the coffee nerds, and like you're my first like big coffee nerd. I was like, I hung out with Len, then I hung out with you, and I'm like,
Dude.
This is great.
Different kind of coffee nerd though.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
A little bit.
But you know, it's like, that's the thing. I was like, I want to get to know everyone.
Dope.
And like, even talking to Len, I was like, even if you don't want to like hire me right away, like, I just want to like hang out with you guys.
Sick.
You know?
Dude,
I'm like,
fuck
I
yeah.
want to see your roastery. I want to hang out. I want to know everyone, because it's like, I don't know, coffee has kind of consumed my life.
In the best way possible.
Yeah, in the best way possible.
Well, you were definitely in the right spot. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like I always tell everybody, once you're on the show, you're never not going to be on the show again. That's first and foremost.
You're banned.
No, I mean, it's like,
You talk
bro,
too much about Pawtucket.
Nah, Pawtucket all day, son. Like, I'm going out there. Shout out grandma. But like, no, I think, once you've been on the show, you're always going to be able to, you're always welcome on the show, and you will definitely not be the last. But at the same time, there is a network now of people that I've built that have been on the show multiple times, that are local roasters. Tyler from Tired Eyes is one of my favorite people on the fucking
Tired
planet.
Eyes.
Like, yo,
yeah.
I
I haven't
love Tyler.
connected with him yet, so if you're listening.
Yeah, Tyler,
you know.
shout out. Jay at Hawthorne and Dylan over at Hawthorne. Yo, those
Yeah,
are the homies.
I've only met some of the baristas at Hawthorne. I don't think we've exchanged names, but Hawthorne and Heartwork are two of the shops that I've been to multiple times, and each time I've been like, these baristas are wonderful. They are like really thoughtful. Like my boyfriend has allergies, and I like asked someone at Hawthorne, and they were like, let me do some research. And they texted an old employee. They're like doing shit like that, and they come back and they're like, yeah, you're good, And I'm like, you did you could have just been like, oh, I don't know, or like no or whatever, but they like give a shit. And like I asked, like one of my favorite things is being like, what do you really like?
Yep.
I'm like, I want to buy a bag of beans. What do you like?
Dude, you should go to come to Steel Mill. Come check out Steel Mill for sure. I mean, definitely, all the people there are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They know their coffee, even though we don't look like it. I guarantee you, everybody there knows coffee. I would definitely recommend, like I showed you, I know you don't like cold brew, but like Por Vida down in the barrio.
I'll drink it.
Yeah, try. Like I would definitely recommend try next Monday, because Manny is like amazing. I mean, I would just say, like, if you want to go to Seven Seas, go see Leov for sure. Leov will make sure that you have like the most amazing experience. I would definitely say,
she sounds amazing.
Dude, she's fucking the best. Like, I swear to God, she's one of like two favorite people that I have on the planet right now. She's number two. Or no, she's
yeah,
right
I was
there
gonna
with
say,
Eagle.
quickly
She's
walk
Eagle, sorry.
that back,
Yeah,
because
like,
everyone who thinks they're your
yeah.
favorite person is like,
My bad.
excuse me.
My bad. She's like one of like a couple favorite people that I would say.
Yeah.
But like, it's
say
San
a handful,
Diego.
say a couple, say a handful.
She's equal with Ray Ray. So it's like, yo, with her and Ray Ray.
An ambiguous amount of people.
An ambiguous amount of people, and like my San Diego favorites. So I will say Ray Ray and Leov are my favorites in San Diego, period. Suck it if you don't think.
Yeah, you're
otherwise.
gonna die on that hill.
I'm just talking shit. But like, no, but I would definitely say, like, any spot you go to in San Diego, there's going to be a good barista, a good coffee, and hopefully they've been on the show. Asa, I don't know if you spell Prometheus.
Oh yeah, okay. I follow him on Instagram.
Asa for sure.
Super nerd.
He's the biggest nerd in San Diego.
Capital T, capital N.
Yo, I love Asa.
The nerd.
One of my favorite people, and he flies in PJs. He knows what that means. But yeah, so just when you're on Caffeine and Green, this is like legit access to anybody. Like in my opinion, at least. I mean, because I reach out to the homies and they're like, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna pass your information along. Like, yo, I think it should be fun.
Yeah.
If they can handle me, they can mainly handle anybody else. Like, I swear. But Sophie, thank you for stopping by, drinking some beers.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, welcome to SD.
Thank you.
And hopefully this is not.
I'm leaving now. I'm going back to Rhode Island.
Dude,
it's just enough for me.
No, this is just the beginning, and I hopefully that when you come back on the show, it'll be like, yo, this happened.
Yeah, little updates.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. All right. Thank you so much, miss.
Of course. Thank you.
Peace. Yes, thank you so much, Sophie. I love that conversation. It was so nice getting a perspective of coffee from another person besides a roaster. So, just thank you so much, Sophie, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck in all your endeavors here in San Diego now. And guys, I just want to say thank you to all of you amazing people around the world who keep supporting Caffeine and Green. I mean, every time I drop a new episode, I see the numbers and then worldwide. I just thank you to everybody. Thank you, Ohio. Thank you, New York, Germany, UK. Yo, I see you guys. Thank you so much. And guys, if you haven't already, head on over to caffeineandgreenroasting.com today to check out that victory lap, that morning sesh, and also the OG, the Issa blend. And guys, lastly, like always, please just take care of each other. Tell the ones that you love them, and say what up to your homies. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.